hanging from a thread till you dead. Cause your partner put a price on your head. Cause your chick was laying up in his bed. She getting details, spilling every word that you said. She working retail, thirsty bitch just trying to get ahead. If history tell us anything, y'all both end up dead. It's just a street tale of fable, some shit someone said. Sit at the table and hope there's more to offer than bread. Pulled out the cradle, first steps you getting chased by a fed. No head starts, just body parts and lead sparks. Old religion, brand new hate and weak hearts. Oligarchs, krakens, dragons, you see sharks. Imagine you could manage to maneuver the deep part. You a savage, you can have it, just show all your teeth sharp. If you could grab it, you could stab it, just aim for the bleeding heart. The ones that show compassion, a soldier that seeks art. Does the artist that wage war take over or take part? Taking a knee, thinking no one faithful is me. I'm good people in bad lands, no evil live within me. I mind mine, I'll survive, find this lands for the free. If I'm mistaken, I'm forsaken, no one rescuing me. Residual effects, stray bullets through familiar necks. For any number of infractions that I deem disrespect. Your beliefs, you deserve better, but we both in the shit. You just haven't come to grips with it yet. Fight or flight, and they ain't really nowhere to go. If your back is against the wall and you ain't throwing no blows, you gon' crumble in the rubble, become blood in the snow. If you a victim, they collect them, grab the body and go. Dig them and ditch them, total disregard for the soul. Gas them and lit them, watch the flesh burn in the glow. Where we live and catch a shivering, it's a hell you don't know. Your best hope is that your dying ain't slow, or your dying's a show. Where we at, it's every man for his own. A bloody backdrop, where killers just zone and slice flesh to the bone. Masked and gloved up front of your home. A flash of gun, but the side of your dome. Fresh blood from a stone, dents in your sense. Kick your fucking ball through the fence, dare you to say something. No sense in sitting around in suspense. Find out what's next, open your fucking mouth, disrespect. See the extent of how my life is intense. She beautiful and oppressed in a permanent summer dress. She a servant and still she blessed. Children cradled against her breast, whispering prayers, wishing their souls the best, knowing that they forgotten, not forgetting they're blessed. The bloodiest red lights, just piles of dead life. Something must be broken, the glyphs wasn't read right. You think them Bible papers will shed light? Yeah, right. Burn after reading, tell the preacher I'm leaving. What is poppin', people? Welcome back to Sha Ill Reacts. I'm your host, Sha Ill, and we are back in the building. Salute to y'all for being here on this lovely Friday night. Es viernes y el cuerpo lo sabe. All right? Facts. Salute to y'all for being here. Hope everybody got that money this week.
Millions.
But But we back at it like bad habits, so let's get it. What is popping, y'all? Hope y'all having a great night. Let's make sure I get shit set up right here. Boom. Gravy. What is popping, y'all? Hope y'all having a great day. Got a couple of things to cover tonight, so we're gonna get through it quick and painless. Payday Friday. Get that money. Millions. All right. Hoping double on everybody, triple on everybody today. All right. Salutes to y'all. Let's see what we have here. Shout out Primo for being first. Right. This is maybe JP should use this line when he's trying to get me to go live. Don't wait to go live later when you can go live now. The Dalai Lama. Dalai Lama don't run shit over here. Salutes Primo. Shout out Eddie Jimenez on the check-in. Salutes to Eddie Jimenez. Today is his chaining day. All right, chaining day.
Are y'all ready to party?
Yeah.
Let's go. Get your hands up. 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 Get your hands up.
All right, we got a new wrench to throw you motherfuckers
Put him in a fucking bench, you might.
Get up your fuck. Get him out of here.
So salutes to Eddie Jimenez for being consistent. Appreciate you, sir. Definitely got confidence. Salutes. Shout out Zoraida. Happy Hard Work Day Friday. Salutes. All right, congrats, Eddie. Hit that like button, y'all. I agree with her. Hit the like button on the way in. We are already at a 50% ratio. Only 50% of the people here have hit the like button. All right. Shout out Eddie. Shout out Shannon on the check-in. Shout out Tere on the check-in. Primo, Pop out of Stoner, salutes. Velez, salutes. Super Big Exotic 420, salutes 420. Payday, get that money. Millions. Shout out Adrian Torres on the check-in. Appreciate you, sir. Shout out C3 Champ. I don't know who that is. Sounds familiar, but I don't know who that is. I don't know what we're talking about, what context. Stick to the script, sir. Salutes. Shout out Zoraida. Shout out Big Exotic 420. Salutes to y'all. Hit that like button, y'all. Couple of things to talk about today. We're going to get into, at some point, get back into the paperwork on Big U. Primo said, Eddie, watch yourself with that shit. Too many
You never play me, nice try. Ballin' in a nice spot. No more Mr. Nice Guy. Hello, Mr. Nice Watch.
Jonathan Pantuia sent $5 salutes Chi Il my dude, Il Cartel members, and chat. I hope you have a blessed and grateful Friday. Please like and subscribe to the great quality content on your way in. It's free. Road to 10K, 24-hour stream, then 100K on every channel as we grow.
He's trying to will that shit into existence. That shit ain't happening. Shout out JP for the $5 power chat. Salute Shy Il, my dude, Il Cartel members in chat. Hope you've had a blessed and grateful Friday. Please like and subscribe to the great quality content on your way in. It's free. Road to 10K, 24-hour stream. No. Road to 10K, then 100K, then 24-hour stream. On every channel as we grow. Salutes to you. Appreciate you, JP. Thank you, sir. All right. Speak up. He said, watch yourself. Eddie says, too many trigger-happy people in here. Primo. Primo, I got a theory on you, Primo. But it's okay. Shout out Illusion. Appreciate you. Hit that like button if you haven't already. It's fast, it's easy, and it's free. It don't cost you a damn thing. Nothing. Salutes. All right, shout out Dr. Noon on the check-in. Appreciate you. Shout out Pooh. All right. The baby got the lotion bottles. That's funny. I never saw that emoji. Hit the like button, y'all. Yeah, we're also going to talk about that. P. Diddy took a victory in court recently, so we got to talk about his victory. Listen, we've been saying it seems thin. It seems like all they're talking about is baby oil, so we're going to get into that and see what fell off the table, because I'm not going to sit here and, continue to bash on dude if they ain't got shit on them. If they ain't got shit on them, then what are we talking about? We're going to get into that. What's my theory? Theory on what? On what thing we talking about? On this Diddy shit? My theory is that they ain't find what they was looking for. That's my theory. Remember, we thought we was like, he's a one-man RICO. What? How's there a RICO charge? It's just nobody else named in this. And that RICO seems to be off the table through the civil suit. We'll see what that looks like. We'll get into it. Law and Crime got into it. So we'll check that shit out. If you're scared, go to church. Get a dog. Whatever his victory is, you think he's celebrating by... you doing too much, Primo. Doing too much, bro. Been saying it. Dude had a swingers party and orgies. That's it. If that's it, that's it, man. If that's it, that's it. Oh, you say you got a theory about me? I got a theory about you? Yeah, don't worry about it. It's all good. You're good. We're good. You got no reason to be in the bathroom just yet.
Put him in a fucking bathroom. All
right. I think we're going to start with the Diddy situation. But I'm with Velez. If it's regret on the parts of people who've been happy to party with the man over time, and that's all it is, all right, then that's all it is. All this time was wasted. All this money was wasted. All that shit. You know what I mean? Hola, Crayola. Salutes. Shout out Adrian Torres. Yeah. So we're going to start there with Jesse Weber. P. Diddy gets major win in bombshell ex-abuse lawsuit. Let's get it. All right, hundreds up in the chat for y'all.
A court has just sided with Sean Combs in one of his major lawsuits. And you gotta wonder, does this mean something for his criminal case? We're gonna lay out what happened. Plus, boy oh boy, did the...
Watch your mouth, Primo. That's number one. Watch your mouth. It's number one. Watch your fucking mouth. Number two is it's not subtle at all. I told you I had a theory. It was just something that crossed my mind. And I also told you I'm not going to tell you. Nothing subtle about it. That's me saying it with my motherfucking chest. All right? Little Primo, get a hold of yourself, bro. I'm really not. Salute Shia, my dude, Il Cartel members in chat. Hope you have a blessed and grateful Friday. Please like and subscribe to the great quality content on your way in. It's free. Perfect weather in Chicago today. It was beautiful, though. It was beautiful and you know, had the windows open and the breeze coming through the house, and ended up, you know, hearing the sounds of a summer to come as I'm sitting there and the windows open and the breeze is on me. I hear, "You're a sangana," and I hear, "Fuck you." And I hear, "Get the fuck out of the way." I said, holy shit. There's a dude arguing with a woman out there. I said, what's happening? I went outside. It's a little road rage situation, all right? I guess the shorty was trying to back into the parking spot. I don't know if he didn't put a signal. I don't know what he didn't do, and she was too close to him. He got out hot because it was instantly, "Move back, bitch," blah, 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 blah. And she wasn't going. She's like, "Fuck that. You talk to your bitch like that. You don't talk to me like that." She called the police. Now she's sitting there. He's half parked. She's sitting there on his ass. He can't move no more. The whole street is backed up. Now everybody's out their car. They coming to yell at her. I had to go and get in the ass. She call the police? Yeah, well then y'all might as well reverse. Because if she called the police and she feel like sitting here, that's what the fuck she gonna do. You know, reverse. They didn't reverse fast enough. Police got there. They told the shorty to move his car and let her get through. Oh, his girlfriend came out, tried to whoop her. But then he told the police come in and she bounced. Quick. Double step. And I think everybody was silly and ridiculous in that situation. Shorty was an Edgar and old girl was a Karen, and they both acted as such. He came out hot, acting crazy, but that's what it sounded like. It sounded like summer in Chicago and shit. All right, but don't get it fucked up. It sounded like that all winter too. Trust me, I hear it through my window. There was crazy ass car chase a couple hours ago in LA. Lame ass dude smacked the shit out of innocent old guy driving on a stolen flatbed truck. Crazy. Saw a Gene Deal video earlier saying in the end he's gonna walk. It's looking like, listen, I'm gonna have to walk it all back. My bad. Alright, but the moment I thought to myself, because guess what? For years I've been feeling this way about dude, right? And then when they say, okay, here it is, here comes the confirmation. Okay, waiting for the confirmation, it never came. Baby oil came and raids and shit. That's all I heard about. Typical Chicago sound, screaming and cursing. Yeah. Shooting, that shit happens. People tread lightly. All right, let's get it.
Judge have some words for an attorney representing a former producer who's suing Sean Combs for assault. It's something. Time to get into it all right now.
Let's get it. Shout out Jesse Weber. Let's get it.
Welcome to Sidebar, presented by Law and Crime. I'm Jesse Weber. Sean Combs just scored a legal win. Now, to be clear, this is not in his criminal case, at least per se. I'm going to talk about what that connection could be because...
Okay, it's not in the criminal case. It's in the civil case. But if it ain't holding up for that civil case, let's see, I don't think it's going to hold up for the criminal case. So let's get it.
This is about a civil lawsuit. This is about a civil lawsuit, although I do wonder if this is going to have a connection on his criminal case. But no, this concerns one of the first people to ever file a lawsuit against him since his legal troubles began back in 2023. I am talking about his former producer, Rodney Little Rod Jones, somebody we have talked about a lot here on Sidebar. Now, we remember Jones originally filed a lawsuit against Sean Combs and others like Cuba Gooding Jr., Combs' purported chief of staff, right-hand woman Christina Coram, other corporate entities. And he filed the first one in February 2024 and then amended it in April of 2024. And he makes a lot of different claims here. He claims he was present for a shooting. He claims he was subjected to unwanted touching of his private area by Sean Combs. He claims that Combs would walk around him naked, that he tried to groom and entice him into homosexual sex. He claims that he was sexually assaulted by others in Combs' orbit, like Cuba Gooding Jr., and that he was coerced into commercial sex acts. So he is sued for various causes of action, including violations of human trafficking and racketeering statutes, essentially the allegation that Combs operated a criminal enterprise. Now, there has been a legal effort on the part of Sean Combs to have this complaint dismissed against him and various related entities, and he made several arguments. He argued that Jones failed to properly plead or state a claim for the racketeering, human trafficking, or sexual assault claims, which is necessary for civil actions lawsuits. You need to allege particular facts, particular details, or evidence to show that there was a violation of the law and that you were injured. You need to properly allege a viable legal claim. For instance, he argues that Jones...
Look at Buddy want to read the tattoos and, all kind of shit going. If there was a fucking thought bubble here.
didn't properly lay out the elements of a racketeering or RICO claim. And Combs argues that Jones can't just rely on and cite Combs' criminal indictment that, yes, charges him with racketeering conspiracy as well as sex trafficking.
Are you an actor?
Yeah, bitch.
Are you trying to book your next big role? Don't know where to start?
Trafficking and a prostitution charge. He can't just rely on that to support his allegations in this civil case. But Combs also argued that Jones doesn't have standing to sue for RICO. He doesn't have a legal right to sue because he didn't suffer an economic injury from an alleged RICO violation. And then he makes another argument that Jones failed to plead predicate acts for RICO. Because you see, for RICO, you need to allege and lay out particular facts showing that there was an underlying crime that forms the basis for the RICO count. In other words, what were the alleged crimes you say this criminal enterprise was engaged in? So Combs makes the argument that Jones didn't do that properly. In terms of a violation of the sex trafficking count, he makes other arguments for why that should be dismissed. For instance, he makes the argument that Jones failed to properly allege the necessary elements of force, fraud, or coercion that were used to make him engage in a commercial sex act. For the sexual assault claim, Combs argues that Jones didn't lay out key facts like the where, the when, the how of the alleged assault, that there's not sufficient...
So he just ran up there and put in a bunch of paperwork and said, oh, did he touch me? And then that was it. No other information. Hit the like button if you have to do so.
Details that are needed in a complaint. Then Sean Combs takes aim at the premises liability cause of action. So that is where somebody gets injured on your property and you're responsible. You're liable. So here the allegation would be that Jones was allegedly assaulted on property belonging to Sean Combs. But Combs argues there was a lack of foreseeability that the harm would occur. So here's an example. If I own a store and I don't wipe down a spill on aisle 4 and somebody slips, I'm responsible.
Oh, my neck, my back.
Because it was foreseeable that that would happen. I neglected my duty. There you go, liability. So when it comes to the idea that Cuba Gooding Jr.
But if you in the store and lightning happens to strike you, they ain't got nothing to do with it. Go and hit that like button.
allegedly
Fuck wrong with Cuba, boy. Cuba looking crazy as shit.
sexually assaulted Jones on Combs' yacht, Combs argues, even if you assume this happened, there was no way for me to have predicted this. That citing a news story about Cuba Gooding Jr. pleading guilty to forcibly kissing a waitress, it doesn't provide me any reason to believe that this actor would have propensity to sexually assault men. In terms of the emotional distress claim, Combs makes the argument that they are duplicative of other causes of action alleged in the case, and that he didn't properly plead the element of extreme and outrageous conduct that is necessary for the...
Shout out Velez. Sounds like the lawyer and the girl that were trying to sue him, right? The same girl from the Jay-Z shit, right? That she was just making up shit. She said that they assaulted her on a night where they weren't even around, and she said her daddy picked her up, and her daddy said, I remember that shit. Daddy was like, I would have remembered that shit. But yeah, they're putting the same shit on him. You make all these allegations, but there's no details involved. You're just saying they happened. Even if he's innocent, how do you explain the Drink Champs video? I like when you do that. Diddy. How do you explain the Drink Champs video? You could explain it a million different ways. We're not saying he's not a actual deviant. We're saying he ain't breaking the law doing that shit, right? And you can't be doing it with him for 10, 15 years and then be upset and say that you were trapped. I guess you can, but will it hold up? My neck, my back, I'm going to sue you. Give me $20 and we can settle out of court right now. Cuba not even looking like himself. He not looking like himself. Don't look like his brother. Don't look like his dad. He's looking crazy.
that claim. And in terms of the breach of contract claim, in other words, that Jones says Combs never really paid him for the work that he did, Combs makes the argument that this claim fails because the purported agreement was not in writing, and it needed to be in writing under the law. Hey everybody, this is a Morgan and Morgan.
All right, so if you go over there to produce music for somebody, you don't get it in writing, you don't get no payment, you don't get no nothing, don't expect nothing coming, because you ain't going to get shit. You should have handled your business from the jump. It is what it is.
To claim now. Now, before I get into the judge's decision, and there's a lot there, I want to lay out a little bit of Jones' response to all this. So he makes the argument in his own filings. In order to support the allegations in his complaint, the court, by the federal rules of evidence, they can take judicial notice of certain facts or allegations, meaning take them as true, and incorporate them into his complaint in a way. And here, Jones argues that the court should take judicial notice of the allegations from the federal criminal indictment that Combs faces and a number of other sexual assault and misconduct lawsuits that Combs faces, and use that to support Jones's claims in his complaint. And he argues that he didn't fail to state a RICO claim, for example, because based on the U.S. Attorney for the Southern District of New York, what he had to say in a press conference, we're talking about Damian Williams, after Sean Combs' arrest and formal charging, and also the federal indictment itself, Combs and his enterprise, he makes the argument, are presumed guilty of being a RICO criminal organization, and that he has properly pled the structure and hierarchy and members of this enterprise. Tell you what, presumed guilty, we're going to get back to that in a minute. The court definitely had something to say about that. Now, when it comes to the sex trafficking claim, Jones argues that the alleged shooting, the alleged assaults, the alleged displaying of firearms, the alleged threats, those are all evidence of force, fraud, or coercion. In terms of the claim of sexual assault and the argument, well, you needed to provide more details for this claim, well, Jones responds, and I'm just going to read this to you verbatim, if the defendants would like plaintiff to draw a diagram, plaintiff would happily oblige.
Oh, well, you ain't going to get nowhere like that, bro. What? You talking crazy now, too? Wow.
It's quite the response. Premises liability, Cuba Gooding Jr. more specifically, Jones responds, to say that it was unforeseeable is laughable at best and downright ridiculous at worst. Cuba Gooding Jr. is an Oscar-winning actor who has fallen from grace. His conviction was international news. Sean Combs knew or should have known that he had an issue keeping his hands to himself. And there are other arguments made regarding other claims, but you get the point. You get the gist of what we're going.
Today, every business needs a website.
The man wasn't in jail. The
This is
man
what
was a
your
free
business
man,
looks
so
like.
I don't know.
So now let's get to the judge's decision here. Okay. So, in this 31-page written order and opinion from federal judge Paul Oken, the court granted Sean Combs' motion to dismiss in part and denied it in part. Let me explain. So first, the judge lays out the standard by which to dismiss a complaint or cause of action or claim under the federal rules. That a plaintiff, the person suing, has to lay out, quote, enough facts to state a claim to relief that is plausible on its face.
But doesn't necessarily have to draw a diagram. And all that smart talk is not going to get you what you want from a judge. Right? And the plaintiff pleads factual content that allows the court to draw the reasonable inference that the defendant is liable for the misconduct alleged. They don't want you to draw a diagram. They want you to give them the information they asked for. If you didn't give it, then that's on you.
A claim is plausible when the plaintiff pleads factual content that allows the court to draw the reasonable inference that the defendant is liable for the conduct alleged. In other words, you need to make out a viable, real, legitimate claim that the court can actually grant relief for. That if you lay out all these allegations, taking them as true, there's actually a legal claim here. Now, interestingly, before the court even lays out the legal reasoning here, the judge actually did something. The judge actually issued a warning to somebody that we have talked about before on previous sidebars. Tyrone Blackburn, Rodney Jones' attorney. So first, the court basically says that...
See, all that smart talk ain't going to get you shit. It's going to get your lawyer checked.
Tyrone Blackburn made, quote, false claims against defendants in this case and acted incompetently, but nonetheless, the court doesn't feel that he acted necessarily in bad faith. But quite the statement, to say the least. And then the court cites something that we have discussed before. Previous allegations that Tyrone Blackburn didn't properly investigate other cases he was a part of, and how he has a pending referral to the Southern District of New York's Disciplinary Committee. So why does the court mention all this? Well, Judge Oken writes, in light of this, the court finds much of Blackburn's conduct regarding defendant's motion to dismiss to be unsettling. Blackburn's filings are replete with inaccurate statements of law, conclusory accusations, and inappropriate ad hominem attacks on opposing counsel. For example, in urging the court to consider a grand jury indictment of Combs on related criminal charges, Blackburn writes, as evidenced by U.S. Attorney Williams' press conference in the grand jury indictment, defendant Sean Combs and the Combs RICO enterprise are presumed guilty of being a RICO criminal organization. That any licensed member of the bar would espouse such an absurd understanding of the law is not just disturbing, but shocking. Then, rather than focusing on the claims pleaded in the lawsuit,
Blackburn talking just as much shit. I'm starting to think that wasn't Little Rod's diagram line. You want me to draw a diagram? It was the lawyer. The lawyer. What about that? You know, you got a lawyer. People are people, right? So, like, we got politicians. Everybody think because they wearing a suit and shit, they're smart, or they're not having mental breakdowns, or they're not all fucked up. You know what I'm saying? You got a lawyer, you're in the midst of something, he just have a mental breakdown, start talking shit to judges all over the place that got to do with your case. Hit the like button if you have yet to do so, y'all. Salute Miguel Lopez on the check-in. Appreciate you.
Blackburn writes that it is evident from the multiple civil lawsuits in the 14-page indictment the kind of sexually deviant monster Sean Combs is. Both the operative complaint and Blackburn's opposition brief are full of similar irrelevant insults, misstatements, and exaggerations. In response to defense counsel's understandable objections, Blackburn hurls schoolyard taunts at them, writing that it is clear they are obsessed with me, and although initially flattering, their obsession has become creepy. While the court will not hold Blackburn's antics against Jones at this point, it warns Blackburn that further misconduct may lead to sanctions or to referral for discipline. Now, honestly, I'm not shocked by this, okay? I was shocked by some of the language that Blackburn had been using in these filings. I was just as shocked as the court. So I'm not surprised here that the judge is calling him out and essentially warning him, stop it. But now let's get back into the substantive arguments about this motion to dismiss. So I want to get into whether any or all of Jones's claims should be dismissed. So let's start with the RICO racketeering claim. So the court explains that to establish a RICO claim, you have to say that there was a violation of the RICO statute, that there was an injury, and that that injury had to be caused by predicate acts as part of the criminal enterprise. The problem for Rodney Jones, as laid out by the court, is that his claims of trauma, mental health problems, emotional pain and suffering, and embarrassment, none of those injuries are sufficiently related or tied to the alleged RICO violations. That's the conclusion from the court.
Look, I got the...
And even Jones claims
You failed at the initial filing of this shit.
that he wasn't paid for his work on the Combs Love album, what is essentially a breach of contract claim, but that, under the law, is not a RICO predicate act. And that's even if he makes the argument he wasn't paid because he refused to participate in the racketeering enterprise. The court says the problem with that? Jones didn't even make that argument, apparently. And furthermore, none of the underlying predicates or underlying alleged crimes or offenses of RICO, sex, drugs, gun trafficking, none of that really affected the defendant's alleged refusal to pay Jones. Rather, Jones even alleges that he felt pressured to participate in all of this illicit activity on behalf of Combs, not necessarily because of the contract at play, but because he thought that he could get Grammy Awards or expensive homes or future projects and large cash.
And that's what he's mad about. You didn't get that. All of those things you feel like you were promised, or all of the things you went in there with, all right? You went in there with the hopes and dreams of being a superstar, right? You work so hard for it. And then this guy is there and you know, you don't sign no contract, but you start working for him and you with him and you willing to do extra shit, dog, because you let it go on for a long time. Just the hopes of that dream, the hopes of that dream. And then when you didn't get it, salty. But I mean, that's on you, ain't it? See, I didn't even hit this button, so I don't even know how this thing just turned on over here. Sorry, man, I interject and bring up that Busta Bus may allegedly be tied to Diddy and his weird parties because it's alleged that he don't fly straight. That's fine. That's not illegal. Whatever that is, that's not illegal. Hit the like button if y'all have yet to do so. Stop being greedy. That's not illegal. So, weird parties, not illegal. Now, if they find some illegalities in there and they put all that shit together, different story. But, you know, Busta not being straight, that would just be a PR thing, public relations thing. That ain't criminal. Eddie Jimenez, congratulations on your happy wrench day, my dude. With great power comes great responsibility. Welcome to the Cartel wrench gang. All right, salutes. But yeah, it's not illegal. None of the shit they doing seems, you know, crazy. It don't seem like a RICO. Never did. You know. Boom. Ed on the check-in. Salutes. Thank you for checking in. Make sure you check in, you know, because if you don't check in, bad shit could happen around here. You know what I'm saying? We implement the check-in, the no-fly zone around this bitch. Salutes. All right. All right. Hope you got that. Million. Salutes, Ed the hip-hop guru.
Payments. And then another problem for Jones, the court emphasizes, is that he even throws around.
Do you need a free, easy way to capture your gameplay? Introducing Outplayed. Record anything on your
around the word fraud a lot regarding his contract, but he never identifies any specific misrepresentations that were made regarding his contract.
What contract? They said he didn't even have a fucking contract. Shout out Pebs on the check-in. Salutes. Papa Pebs.
So as the court explains, in sum, whether or not Jones has adequately alleged the existence of a RICO enterprise, he has not tied the activities of that enterprise to defendant's breach of contract or any other business or property harm incurred by Jones. It also bears reiterating that Jones fails to address any of these arguments in his opposition brief. And while the court prefers to decide issues on the merits, it should not be necessary to root around a 402-paragraph complaint to contrive novel arguments on Jones' behalf.
So he just said that. He just said, "Listen, what he did to me harmed me." That's all he said. He didn't say how it harmed him. He didn't make the connections, and those are what you need to get a RICO. He's not doing that.
He's saying we're not going to do the work for you. So
Shout out Ed the Hip Hop Guru for the $1.99 super chat. Let's get it arriba, BTB crew. Salutes. All right. Boom, throw that up there. Appreciate you, sir. Let's get it.
in other words, the RICO racketeering claims.
So tell me what they got on them. And here's the thing. You can't even call them the Teflon Don because we don't even hear shit. We don't really hear what they got on them. We hear baby oil. We saw a video that they can't even charge him with because that shit is the statute of limitations on that shit passed, right? So he beats that. What do we got? We got the hammer with the scratched off cereal. That's to me the biggest thing that they got on him. And we just heard that. I don't remember where we heard that, if we read it or what, but that's all I've heard that they got on him. When we started this story, I said, oh shit, Diddy's chickens finally came home to roost. But now it's looking like baby oil and bullshit, if you ask me. You know what I mean? Shout out Upper Echelon on the check-in. Appreciate you. Salutes. It sounded like bullshit to me. And now they're telling Lil Rod, hey man, your little Rico ain't holding up too suave.
Were thrown out. They were dismissed against Combs Global Enterprises, and Christina Quorum. That is a big win for Sean Combs. And a quick aside here, before we go any further, how could this tie into the criminal case against Sean Combs? Do you remember when Sean Combs' defense counsel in his criminal case, what they said in a recent filing? Quote, some of the most salacious allegations recounted in the warrant applications came from Producer One. Now, I believe, and I think there's a strong argument to make here, Producer One is Rodney Jones. Don't know for sure, but
that AR is an easy. Was it an AR? Whatever it was, I know that they said it has cereal scratched off. So if you ask me, that's probably more than that. And if you had a suppressors, whew, but that's all it takes. But miss me with all of the trafficking and all the extra shit, I ain't hearing nothing. I'm hearing baby oil and bullshit.
I think there's an argument there. And Combs explains in that filing that Producer One, the government now says it will not even call to testify at trial. These accusations were never credible. They were uncorroborated. The government has advised us it will not call Producer One as a witness at Combs' trial. Presumably, that is because his stories are fantastical and he lacks any credibility. Now, if that is true, that Producer One is not being called as a witness at the criminal trial, and if we take it as true that Producer One is Rodney Jones, perhaps that weakness in his racketeering claim has translated into a weakness into his potential testimony in a criminal racketeering case. I don't know this for sure, but something I thought about. Okay, back to Judge Oken and back to his ruling.
Yeah, Jesse basically saying if his shit fell apart at this level, it's going to fall apart at that level. Shout out Primo, that's one of the sickest ones you've worn, Shai. Salutes to you. Still got some tricks up my sleeve, sir. I don't believe his counsel would just walk away if it weren't more than that. I don't believe his counsel would just walk away if it weren't more than that. Here's the thing. Who knows? Counsel walks away every day. The reason we know about it is because it's a highly publicized case. We don't know why he walked away. Maybe he had his own issues that had nothing to do with Diddy. Maybe Diddy was like, go and handle your business. I'm good. I don't know. Or it could be exactly how you say, something deep in there. But I ain't heard about it. They've been talking about hard drives and videos and Epstein-like blackmail and all of this shit. I ain't heard nothing about it. I heard a hammer with the cereal peeled off, and I heard baby oil. That's it, man. And saw a video of him doing some foul shit to Cassie. That can't be brought into, that already passed the statute of limitations. And with her, I already questioned the whole situation there. So I heard Diddy try to give the lawyer head. Come on, you ain't hear that shit, man. Lie. We want your sources, man. Give him the link.
Move on to the TVPA, which is the Trafficking Victims Protection Act. We're talking human trafficking. We're talking sex trafficking. So here, the court actually says this claim can go forward against Sean Combs and Christina Quorum. That Jones sufficiently pleaded this, namely that on numerous occasions, Combs allegedly recruited or enticed Jones to solicit and perform sex acts with commercial sex workers, as well as
If you only list your vacation home on Airbnb, you'll get a couple who'll stay a couple of nights.
Transported Jones across.
Combs allegedly recruited or enticed Jones to solicit and perform acts with commercial workers, as well as transported Jones across state and international borders. So this one sticks. This ain't the RICO, but this sticks. Zaza sound guilty as fuck. He laughing this side. Just got here, everybody. You was ghost watching. We know you were. Hit that like button. Salutes. Baby oil had a rug in it. It's as easy as 12 to 15. It's an easy 12 to 15. You don't know that either. You just talking. Y'all gonna let upper echelon entertain y'all in the chat today. I ain't entertaining his shit. Okay.
State and international borders in order to do so. That Combs allegedly secured Jones' compliance with his request both by promising economic benefits that never materialized and by threatening Jones with physical restraint and harm, and that included allegedly confiscating Jones' car keys to physically prevent him from leaving, or the allegation that Combs pressured Jones into drinking ecstasy-laced liquor.
It was GHB and the baby oil. Show me where anybody, upper echelon, go find it. Show me where it was, something was in the baby oil. Shannon, whoever. Somewhere credible. I never saw that. I heard rumors on the internet about that, but shout out Zaza. He only wanted to ask from hard to get people because he could have gotten every gay guy for less. How much? What kind of ass was you getting in jail? Upper echelon? Huh? What kind of ass you was getting in jail, man? You was clapping cheeks, bro? You got a whole lot of cheek talking today, man.
Causing Jones to pass out and wake up in a bed with a sex worker, or the allegation that Combs threatened to eat Mr. Jones' face, that he allegedly informed Jones that Combs was willing to kill his own.
Huh? What was going on? You was Sammy the Bullen over there? What was going on over there?
Own mother, so he wouldn't think twice about harming Mr. Jones. That Combs allegedly displayed guns in front of Jones as a way to intimidate him.
50 said it. It must be true then. It must be true. It must be true if 50 said it.
Into compliance. And in terms of promising Jones benefits, such as access to record label executives and money to buy instruments, the judge explains that courts have found that making of similar promises combined...
Okay, when they put out that shit, we had 1,000 bottles of fucking baby oil. There was mad rumors. That shit had acid in it. It had this in it. It had that in it. It's fucking baby oil, bro. Like, that's what the headline was about. That means they didn't have shit. Or they weren't trying to show shit. We're going to see. But I ain't heard nothing.
With their repudiation and non-performance after the desired sex acts have occurred, that is enough to constitute fraud for purposes of TVPA liability. So in other words, Jones has sufficiently laid out enough claims here to support this human trafficking claim. And moreover, the court says the reason this is also enough to show sex trafficking is the court found that the alleged sexual assaults that Combs committed, they were, quote, commercial under the trafficking statute. Remember, commercial sex acts. That Jones alleges that throughout his time living with Mr. Combs, Mr. Jones was the victim of constant unsolicited and unauthorized groping and touching.
Listen, man, I don't give a fuck who I'm producing for, what I'm writing, where I'm at. There's no unsolicited groping or touching. I don't understand Terry Crews. I don't understand these people that are willing to fucking do the unthinkable for career and this, that, and the other. Listen, I done stayed busted my whole life and with no money, but I kept my integrity and my ass intact. You know what I'm saying? I don't understand that. I don't understand somebody the size of fucking Terry Crews just letting somebody touch on them however the fuck they want, and he worried about losing a job. Fuck a job. Been broke before, be broke again, don't matter.
You never play me, nice try. Ballin' in a nice spot. No more Mr. Nice Guy. Hello, Mr. Nice Watch.
Jorge Melequia Rico sent $2. Happy Friday, y'all.
Shout out Jorge Melequia Rico. Salutes to you for the $2 power chat, sir. Happy Friday, y'all. I appreciate you. Thank you very much. Salutes to the people that use the power chat. What is it? What's the word? I promote using the power chat. All right, the power chat, I think it's dope. All right, salutes. All right, salutes, Jorge. We appreciate you. Thank you very much. Look, man, I asked upper echelon what kind of cheeks he was getting, and he left. Yeah, you know what I mean? Diddy was doing limpias. He's a curandero. That's why he had that baby oil. He could have had it for whatever reason, but you got to prove to me. Oh, okay. Don't read it, Shy. Don't read it, Shy. They got me again. Well, I say the name's fucked up anyway. Shout out for Les. They got me again. They could get me every time for $2. So le chingaron again, primo. They got me again. He said Jorge Melechea. Well, that's not how I said it, so fuck him. Meaning his nuts all on you. Like I got this shot. I be in the mode. I'm in mode, bro. But that's it. No more 3 names, man. And y'all gotta remind me. Salutes. I said it wrong anyway. Look, I get anyway. Seems like Shy is Diddy attorney. Watch your fucking mouth. You end up in the fucking bathroom. I'm in the fucking bedroom. You be swallowing dick in the bathroom before you make me his attorney. Go look at the other videos, huh? Lately I've been your fucking attorney. Fuck you talking about? Diddy's attorney. I'm saying, what you didn't bring nothing to the table? Where's the GHB shit? You ain't got it. You just running your mouth. Right? Give me something. Give me something that tells me that there's more than a peeled off serial number and baby oil. Huh? Give me one thing. One thing and shut the fuck up. Period. Yeah, I don't give a fuck. As long as I got dollar signs, I read that shit. At my discretion. I was to have a laugh today. You're not gonna have a laugh at my expense, papas. Okay? But you want to bring it up since I'm his attorney. Then you be the prosecutor, Pole Smoker. You know what I mean? Let's play your motherfucking song real quick.
I came in like a wrecking ball.
Since you want to be the prosecutor, tell me what more they got than a bunch of accusations, a hammer with a serial number, and some baby oil. Where the hard drives at? What they got? Maybe they got plenty. We ain't hearing about it. So as of right now, you and the rest of you nut huggers had to do it. You know, you did what? I did it. You did nothing. I drank that liquid G with some strippers. You played my song. That's the nut hugger anthem. That's for all your nut huggers, but evidently, you're a fan of said nut huggers. You know what I mean? The fuck? Now go sit your ass down before I call your brother on you.
Jones alleges that in order to entice him to accept this
Harvey Weinstein would have got the ugly slapped off of him. Like, what are we talking about? People just running around for their acting career, letting motherfuckers touch on them and shit. Sucker shit. That's the shit that Upper Echelon be trying to do to his artists and shit back in the day. Touching legs and shit.
Conduct. Combs used access to successful music producers and promised to make sure that Mr. Jones won Producer of the Year at the Grammys for his work on the Love album if he engaged in homosexual acts. Quote, as in the Harvey Weinstein cases, such promises constitute anything of value and are sufficient to transform the resulting sex acts into commercial ones. That is a big deal. That is a very, very big deal. And it's a big deal because I want you to be on the lookout for that similar...
We heard him being worried. Best believe they have all the videos, etc. We heard him being worried. See, that's why I can't trust your opinion, because you still holding on to that AI conversation that nobody but you said was real. You know what I'm saying? So, to me, I can't take you seriously. That shit is skewed logic right there. All right?
Reasoning in Sean Combs' upcoming criminal case, how you transform certain sex acts into alleged illegal commercial sex acts for purposes of sex trafficking through force, fraud, or coercion. I have to imagine this is going to come up. And when it comes to Christina Quorum, as I mentioned, the court said the trafficking statute remains in place for her too, namely because Jones alleges that she was Combs'
Building a complex website shouldn't feel so complicated. Go to Fiverr and
chief of staff and was aware of this sexual misconduct and that she refused to intervene on his behalf and allegedly asked Jones to order sex workers for Combs. By the way, everything that I'm saying here, this is not the court saying, hey, we believe these allegations, we believe this happened. No, it's just saying that Jones has adequately pleaded these claims with sufficient specificity and particularity.
So they're able to go through. So he filed those right and completely. So basically, he didn't file the RICO shit in enough detail for them to need it, or for them to honor it. The other shit they did doesn't mean dude's guilty. Doesn't mean he got to pay up.
You never play me, nice try. Ballin' in a nice spot. No more Mr. Nice Guy. Hello, Mr. Nice Watch.
Teddy Michiko sent $2 free Diddy.
Shout out Teddy for the $2 power chat. Free Diddy. All right. I don't know if it's that serious yet. We gotta see, but I don't know nothing about. I ain't hear nothing about no hard drives. Where the hard drives and the secret cameras? Huh? All the shit we were talking. Where's all that shit at? Huh? Nah, baby oil bullshit and fucking nut huggers. Let's see.
That they can continue to move forward at this point.
What's
Jones
that
still...
one? Because that one don't make sense either. What's that one, y'all? Huh? Y'all gonna tell me that the one person whose last name I didn't say isn't some kind of fucking riddle? Te dije. What the fuck is that? Y'all got too many words. That shit ain't gonna work on me anyway. Too many words.
Needs to prove this case in front of a jury, okay, or in front of a judge. Now, while the trafficking claims against Combs and Quorum can move forward, that is not the case for Combs' company, Combs Global Enterprises. No, the court reasoned that the complaint doesn't properly allege that this company enticed, recruited, or otherwise induced Jones to
Well, then salute to Teddy. We appreciate you, Teddy. All right? I hope there's a logic behind you wanting Diddy freed and not just some freak shit. Hit the like button if you have yet to do so.
Participate in any commercial sex acts. Therefore, the TVPA, the human trafficking claim as to Combs Global, that is dismissed. Now, what about some of the individual claims? In terms of the claim of sexual assault, and remember what Combs' claim was, right? That Jones didn't plead this with enough specificity. Well, the court reasons, look, while Jones does allege in general terms that Combs continuously touched and groped him throughout their time living and working together, Jones also alleges specific.
He touched and groped him throughout their time. He ain't beat his ass. Not the first time, not the last time. Stop. Hit the like button.
Instances of unwanted sexual contact. And that includes Combs allegedly drugging and sleeping with Jones at Combs' Miami home on February 2nd, 2023. Such allegations, at least some of which include specific dates and descriptions of sex acts, are sufficient to provide defendants with adequate notice. So because he has properly pled a plausible claim under these set of facts, this cause of action, this claim can continue against Sean Combs. What about the claim of emotional distress? The court writes, quote, Jones asserts claims for negligent and intentional infliction of emotional distress against Combs based on the same conduct underlying his sexual assault claim. Jones fails, however, to adequately plead a required element of these torts, severe emotional distress. That element is required and must be pleaded with specificity. Here, Jones merely recites the elements of the tort throughout the operative complaint without providing further detail as to the nature and extent of the emotional suffering he has experienced due to Combs' actions. Jones' intentional and negligent infliction of emotion.
I agree with Zaza. Something happened to him. Something happened to him in all those videos we talked about. And the way you go back to those videos, Primo. You weren't around when we made those videos. Go back to those videos where we talk about how he was, you know, they would play like they was acting for the camera. And Diddy was passive aggressive, like why you don't call me no more? So he's like, what the fuck? There's no difference between Diddy and Adam 22. You gotta explain that one. There's plenty of differences. One's in jail, the other one's not. You know what I mean? Let's just say he couldn't sleep right after living with him too. I don't know, man.
Emotional distress claims.
Then why did Usher bring somebody else to him to not be able to sleep? Is my question.
Are therefore dismissed as to Combs. Premises liability. Remember we talked all about that one? The court writes, Jones also asserts claims for premises liability against Combs based on the alleged sexual assaults committed by Jane Doe 1 and Gooding. Now, Jane Doe 1 is apparently Young Miami's cousin, who Jones claims assaulted him at one point in time. Now, for premises liability, the premises owners have to only protect invitees from foreseeable dangers. There also has to be a special relationship between the parties for a duty to arise, namely a duty to prevent injury to another from a third party. And the defendant has to have had possession or control of the premises when the alleged injury occurred. So when it comes to Jane Doe, Jones alleges that the assault occurred in Combs' house, meaning that Combs had both possession and control of this property. And Jones also pleads sufficient facts to support a reasonable inference.
Salutes to the New York dad on the check-in. Salutes, bro. Stopping by to say what's good on the way outside. Salutes to the chat. Salutes to you. Hopefully y'all having as good weather in NYC as we having in Chicago. Enjoy. Be safe. Head on the swivel. You move first. Salutes. A lot of sexual assault victims either turn gay or become hypersexual and repeat the behavior of their assaulter.
Of the existence of at least two special relationships: landowner invitee and employer employee, as Jones was.
There's a conversation that I want us to listen to between AD and Ace Boy Pun about that, what you just said, Zaza. Now, I believe that too, right? But at one point, do they not become part of the organization? Doesn't matter how they got there. It is what it is. They're there. Meaning, we blame Adam and Diddy, and everyone was okay with the BS. Not everyone. We blame Adam and Diddy. We're gonna get to that too, man. I don't know if we're gonna get to it tonight, but you gotta pay attention. It's like you said earlier, the Terry Crews one. How you gonna allow shit or not say nothing until you, years later, offer a career opportunity? I don't get it. I don't get it. It's weird. Miss me with they were trapped, they were stuck, their career, blah, 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 get a job. Cat Williams told him no.
Working under contract for Combs at the time of this alleged assault. And that even though Jones doesn't allege that Doe had a known history of committing sexual assaults, he alleges that Combs witnessed Doe attempt to straddle and have sex with Jones while, quote, laughing and encouraging her to continue. Jones also alleges that Combs was aware that Jane Doe was assaulting him in the bathroom while it happened and that he did nothing to intervene. Quote, together, this is sufficient to permit the reasonable inference that Combs knew or should have known about her propensity to commit sexual assaults and that he violated his duty to prevent her assault on Jones. Regarding Cuba Gooding Jr., the court writes, regarding Gooding, the situation is similar. Jones alleges that Gooding's actions could have been foreseeable to Combs as Gooding pleaded guilty to a misdemeanor charge based on sexual misconduct in 2022, among other publicly reported instances of similar misconduct. More importantly, however, Jones alleges that Combs intentionally left him and Gooding alone in a makeshift studio on Combs' yacht after suggesting that Gooding get to know Mr. Jones better. Along with Jones' allegations that Combs was grooming him by frequently suggesting that Jones engage in homosexual acts, supports the plausible inference that Combs foresaw and enabled Gooding's alleged assault of Jones. Combs responds that Gooding had only been accused of assaulting women, not men, making his assault of Jones unforeseeable. But it is not implausible as a matter of law to think that someone who has assaulted members of one sex in the past is more likely to assault members of the other sex.
The law is just a big word game, and you better word it right. Hit the like button, y'all.
In the future. And there was also a separate legal question about whether Combs owned the yacht, if he merely chartered it, but the court resolved that question in Jones' favor. So in summary, the court wrote, the court therefore declines to dismiss Jones' premises liability claims. Wow. And finally, you go into the breach of contract claim against Combs and Love Records for allegedly failing to pay Jones for his work on the Love album. Now, there is a particular legal doctrine I have to talk about. It is known as the statute of frauds. So essentially, it means that any contract that can't be performed within 1 year, it's unenforceable unless it's in writing. And this includes, by the way, an indefinite agreement to pay royalties like the alleged contract at issue here. The court writes, Jones fails to respond to this argument other than by arguing that all of the songs composed by Mr. Jones were completed in less than a year. This is irrelevant, as it is defendant's portion of the contract that could not be completed within a year, not Jones' portion. Because the oral agreement is subject to the statute of frauds, Jones' contract claims are dismissed. Also, one last thing. Apparently, Jones had requested an extension of time to serve other defendants in this case, Cuba Gooding Jr., Sean Combs' son, Justin Dior Combs. But even though he was apparently granted that extension, apparently he still has not served them. So the court writes, Jones is directed to file a letter with the court explaining the status of service to Justin and Gooding within 2 weeks of the date of this opinion. Should Jones fail to do so, the claims against those defendants may be dismissed for insufficient service or failure to prosecute. And the court adds, Jones has also not yet served Jane Doe 1, but has provided no explanation for his failure to do so. The court therefore dismisses Jones' claims against Jane Doe 1. So in conclusion, Combs' motion to dismiss...
You never play me, nice try. Ballin' in a nice spot. No more Mr. Nice Guy. Hello, Mr. Nice Watch.
Anonymous sent $2. Party popper emoji. Happy Friday, everyone. Party popper emoji.
Shout out to the Anonymous for the $2 Anonymous. What the fuck does that mean? Shout out to Anonymous for the $2 power chat. Happy Friday, everyone. Salutes. Appreciate it. Thank you. Imagine that. He gave him up for sexual assault. Now, Russ, yeah, Upper Echelon said, if Chapo ever made me do something, trust me, I wouldn't be back and his ass would have been locked up for sexual assault. You wouldn't beat his ass, though? You wouldn't have beat his ass first? Come on, man. Shout out Vernon Himes on the check-in. Salutes. Upper Echelon, stick around, because there's a video I want you to watch. I'm going to go through a couple articles real quick, but there's a point and shoot video I want you to watch that is on the topic of Adam 22, and it's on what we're talking about as far as taking all the blame away from him. All right?
Denied in part. The claims...
only if you want to be informed, you know what I'm saying? Or if you want to just, assume shit and not have no research done, then that's fine and dandy, You can keep doing your thing. Yeah, no. They're real good, bro.
For RICO, emotional distress, contract, they are all dismissed, as is the sex trafficking claim against Combs Global.
All right, all the RICO shit dismissed from Lil Rod's civil complaint or case. Motions granted as to Jones RICO claims negligent.
However, the rest of the claims, they're staying. Quite the legal development, to say the least, in this case. But thank you so much for joining us here on Sidebar and following us as we continue.
So, Diddy took a W in the civil case. Let's see if that leads over to the criminal and see what that do. I'm not even going to lie. I wouldn't have done it. Then I would have been a victim. You'd have been a victim? You'd let him take your cheeks? God damn, boy. Shit. On a mountaintop. Fucked up. All right. Quickly. I want to run through these real quick. And then I want to get to that video. There's a video that I want to get before Upper Echelon taps out and runs off. Okay. Just want to make sure it's here. Hundreds up in the chat for y'all. Man, that's crazy. Upper Echelon said he would have been on top of the mountain looking like this.
I came in like a wrecking ball.
You wild. Oh, shit. Gotta be that one. Did I see it? Has to be this one. All right, quickly. Couple of things I wanted to look at real quick. We got this article here from Borderland Beat. I don't know what this means, but we're going to see. He would have said, ¿Cómo estás, amigo? Take a look at, took your cheeks. Amigo! Clippity clap clap. Department of Justice looks to possibly merge the DEA and ATF, memo reveals. U.S. Justice Department considers merging DEA, ATF in major shakeup, a memo says. This comes amidst previous comments by FBI Director Kash Patel of combining a portion of the ATF into the FBI. FBI Director Kash Patel is also serving as the ATF's acting director in an unusual dual role. What, Trompito can't find enough people for the job? Hit the like button, y'all. Trompito can't figure out how to get these positions filled. He ain't find enough losers to fill positions that dude got to double up. Trump has nominated Terry Cole, a longtime law enforcement veteran, to lead the DEA, though he has not yet named the permanent head of the ATF. The potential merger of the ATF and DEA would represent one of the biggest shakeups of the Justice Department's law enforcement component since following the September 11, 2001 terrorist attacks. In addition to potentially merging the Drug Enforcement Administration and Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms and Explosives, department leaders are considering eliminating field offices that handle antitrust, environmental, and civil cases. So your civil cases out the window, environmental cases, don't worry about those ducks. Put some Dawn on them, you'll clean that oil right off of them. Forget the water. Don't worry about it. And the antitrust, all that shit out the window, according to a March 25th memo. A possible merger of the ATF and DEA into a single agency would achieve efficiency in resources, case deconfliction, and regulatory efforts. The memo says Deputy Attorney General Todd Blanche ordered department officials in the memo to provide feedback to the proposed restructuring by April 2nd. He said the plan for proposed cuts and mergers to various offices was previously provided to the Office of Personnel Management and the White House Office of Management and Budget. A DOJ official said the memo represents a preliminary proposal that is being circulated to solicit feedback from various department leaders. Reuters previously reported the Justice Department was considering drastically scaling back staffing in the public integrity section, because who needs public integrity, which handles the department's most politically sensitive public corruption cases. Oh man, we don't need them. Get them out of here, right? Who needs the watchdogs that are going to watch politicians and call them on their bullshit? Who needs them? Oh man, got to get them out of there. Defund them, huh? Several of its attorneys had resigned in protest after a top Justice Department official ordered them to dismiss corruption charges against New York Mayor Eric Adams. No, he's not guilty, okay? He's not guilty. Pardon him. Lock Cain Velasquez up. But pardon that fucking guy. The memo also calls for reassigning some public corruption attorneys to work out of U.S. Attorney's offices across the nation, while maintaining a core team of supervisory attorneys to remain in the section. The two agencies often work together on cases, operational task forces, and on several occasions, the DEA has led undercover operations targeting the most wanted arms traffickers, including Russian arms dealer Victor Bout. The DEA's experience allowed for undercover agents posing as buyers for Colombian and Mexican drug cartels to easier penetrate the trafficking networks across the globe. And the two agencies have had their conflicts at times, with recent indictments against Los Chaperos and with Operation Fast and Furious, not Fat and Furious, it say Fat and Furious. Fast and Furious that saw many ATF monitored weapons being allowed to flow into Mexico to arm the cartels. The ATF's role in enforcing hammer laws has exposed it to more political pressure from conservatives than other arms of U.S. law enforcement. Hammer rights groups have long sought, or weapons rights groups have long sought, to limit its legal authority to regulate the firearms industry. The Senate has only managed to muster enough votes to confirm an ATF director in two instances since 2006, when the role became subject to Senate confirmation. Many of the negotiations between the new administrations in Mexico and the United States have included doing more on the U.S. side of the border to stem the so-called Iron River and target straw purchasers and weapons smugglers, with recent designations of the primary Mexican drug cartels as foreign terroristas organizations. Many of the justifications for designating the groups as terrorist organizations instead of organized crime groups, cited the violence and warfare type arms being used in Mexico. An increase in explosive drones being used to target military, rival cartel smugglers, and seen in regions such as Tamaulipas, Jalisco, and Sinaloa. So there it is. They're making cuts. They're going to cut everything that protects me and you, and they're going to do everything in their power to cut corners and then use all of the resources that are left to go after your superhero friends that you wear jerseys for. Salutes. Amigo, ¿cómo anda de lo llovido? Women and men do it all the time for sun. I'm gonna do it to stay alive, and you know, who knows? I might enjoy from what Val says. Jesus Christ. Patel is always like on 300 milligrams on Adderall. No BS. I had a buddy with pupils like that in law school. All of your buddies in law school were probably like that, because everybody on that Addy in there. Relax, Ed, the hip hop guru. That's not for you. Shout out Velez. Not no one. Whoever has money and power is gonna have even more power without oversight. Nah, they don't need that. They're gonna get that public office police out of there. Civil liberties, get the fuck out of here. Who needs environmental? Come on, who needs that shit? Adderall is wonderful, and give me some Addies, pen and paper, and I'll finish writing the Twins show. Come on, guess what? I don't believe you. All right. Motherfuckers buying bricks of Addies and shit. Brocane. So there it is. The DOJ looks to possibly merge the DEA and ATF. So they cutting jobs, putting everybody together in one room, and cutting off all of your, all the assistance, all the things that's here to check and balance politics. It's all bullshit. All right, let's get it. Next. Got a script. Gotta holler at my doctor. Y'all gotta kick the habits, bro. All of y'all. Shy, no BS. They all were, and if they weren't, they were trying to get it, cause they can't stay up. At my age, I'm tired. I don't need that. Still get my ass up, do what I gotta do. Some people just ain't got it. All right. We talked about that artist the other day. There was an artist. There was an artist, a music artist. What was his name? Jorge Ortiz? What was his name? No, Geraldo Ortiz. That was his name we talked about. Yeah, boy, I don't know dude like that. All my rugs come from Walgreens. Salutes. But they're the worst. They're the peddler, too. I had the ticket back in high school and didn't know it. Now I can't get someone to prescribe me with it. I could prescribe y'all to some good fucking therapy and some rehab. You know what I'm saying? We got that for you. I'll put you through my rehab. You know, it's a very tough love rehab. Let's get it. Owner of Dell Records, Angel de Villar, found guilty of violating Kingpin Act with sanctioned music promoter. All right? Remember, they were messing with that dude, that promoter that they weren't supposed to be messing with, and the government warned them about it, and he told his artists to don't worry about it. Do your thing. Well, guess who's going to jail tonight? He done fucked up.
Now you see now, you done fucked up, you know that, don't you?
The CEO of a Latin music conglomerate and his talent agency were found guilty by a jury today of conspiring to violate the Foreign Narcotics Kingpin Designation Act by conducting business with the recently slain Guadalajara-based concert promoter designated for money laundering for the CJNG, Cartel, and Los Queenies. Right? Jose Angel del Villar, 44, of Huntington Beach, California, the CEO of Dell Records and its related talent agency Dell Entertainment Inc., was found guilty of 10 counts of violating the Kingpin Act and 1 count of conspiracy to transact in property of specially designated narcotics traffickers in violation of the Kingpin Act. Co-defendant Dell Entertainment, as a corporate business entity, was also found guilty of all the same 11 counts, all right?
Now you see now, you done fucked up, you know that, don't you?
According to evidence presented at a 9-day trial in April.
You never play me, nice try. Ballin' in a nice spot. No more Mr. Nice Guy. Hello, Mr. Nice Watch.
Rosa Milano sent $2 like and subscribe Ghost Watchers. Let's get to 10K.
Shout out
I'm saying it. That sounds very relaxed. Shout out Rosa Milano for the $2 power chat. Like and subscribe. Ghost Watchers, let's get to 10K. Salutes, all right? I appreciate you. Power chat's coming in like stone cold. Wait, do you think Adderall is bad even for someone like me with ADHD? Adderall and anything else is bad for anybody that abuses it for more than what it's needed for. Right? What was that one, Primo? I read it. It's too late, bro. What was that one? You see something there? I don't see nothing there. I don't see nothing there. It got to be 3 names. Oh, they got me again? Come on, tell me what it is then. Wait, do you think Adderall is bad even for someone that... Nah. If the Adderall changes you to the point where you overdoing that shit, then yeah, fuck the Adderall. Have the ADHD, motherfucker. In the long run, it definitely is wrong. Salutes. Nah, Rosa's 100. Salutes, Rosa. We appreciate you, Rosa. All right. We ain't seen you in the chat under that name. So we're going to, salutes to you for leading the Ghost Watchers in a good direction. Hit the like button, y'all. Salutes. I have ADHD. Does help to focus, but also requires to put in discipline. If not, useless. Most people do abuse it. Even people prescribe. That's my point. But you're not going to convince them that they're abusing it. So maybe you one of them people, President. I don't know. You sound like Adderall's attorney right now. You sound like you defended drug use. Bro, after being found guilty, he said he was happy and said he was going to celebrate because he was a real man. He's an idiot. Oh, is that what he said? If you have ADHD, you're supposed to be on it, but you won't feel the same high as everyone else. Well, there you go. Once you're doing it, and it ain't got nothing to do with getting you to that level. It got to do with taking you to another place. And if it's hurting you, that's cool. If it's DMT and it ain't hurting you, hey, more power to you. Shout out William Borden on the check-in. That's why I don't understand. I only take it if I really need it and I have the same energy. Well, then you're not abusing it. A motherfucker could abuse a fork. You know? There's some people that just have the... Yeah, definitely a troll name. Yeah, but I said that shit in English. Rosa Milano. All right, so I'm not gonna keep up with it. You're too good at this. I'm starting to think that you're the trollnator. You know what I mean? I tried that shit with my roommate, and I was sitting there chilling while his ass was tweaking, all out the window and shit. Motherfuckers used to annoy me. Come to my house on powder. Come through the door, go straight to the fucking shades. Man, sit your bitch ass down, man. Stupid. I'm not gonna babysit you today. Probably got ad then. Salutes. ADD. Shout out Oso. Shout out my brother Oso on the check-in. Salutes. There's a difference between ADD and ADHD. No mamas. That's what my doctor said. He said he's good with it and that he'd rather be guilty than a government cooperator. Yeah, he said he's good. Let me see. It does work, but I'm a lightweight. Smoke some weed. He said, nah, I just talk shit, so I know all the names. Salutes. I got that one friend. My boy Jamil knows all the dichos. Good ones, too. Let's get it. I want to get to his arrogance. According to evidence presented at a 9-day trial in April 2018. So that's it. I'm going to say the shit. My bad. I'm going to say the shit in the English... tone of voice. Finally some good trolls. I mean, it's funny. I'm the guy to get with that shit, you know what I mean? But you gotta pay me to troll. Fuck out of here. I got ways of combating that shit. The same goes for both when it comes to abuse. Abuse is abuse, bro. You could abuse a fork, all right? Agree with you, Upper. If you're taking it without schedule or routine, it's pointless. You're just popping them. I know people, there's people that just be like, they don't care what the pill is. Oh, you got a pill? Let me get that shit. What? The fuck are you doing? Till he gets to 20 years and they start extorting his ass when he can't pay. They take it out of his ass, literally. Man, boy, it's a lot of ass talk coming from you today, bruh. What the fuck is wrong with you? I came in like a wrecking ball. You gotta relax. I'm gonna have to put your name on that picture right there. The U.S. Treasury Department listed, according to evidence presented at a 9-day trial in April 2018, the defendant did business with Jesus Perez Alvear. That's a name too? Chucho. You can figure out something from every Spanish name. Of Guadalajara, Mexico, a music promoter who controlled Galistica Diamante, Ticket Premier. Perez promoted concerts for Dell Entertainment in Mexico until March 2019. The U.S. Treasury Department listed Perez and his company as specially designated narcotics traffickers under the Kingpin Act of April 6, 2018, after concluding he facilitated money laundering for the Cartel de Jalisco Nueva Generación and Los Queenies drug trafficking organization. The Kingpin Act prevents people in the United States from conducting business with sanctioned persons and entities. On April 19, 2018, FBI agents approached singer Geraldo Ortiz, who was a witness at the trial, and explicitly told him about Perez's designation under the Kingpin Act and how that prohibited him from conducting business with Perez and performing concerts that Perez promoted. Okay. On April 28, 2018, the musician performed at a music concert which Perez organized. Del Vial's credit card was used to pay for a private jet that brought the musician from Van Nuys Airport to the performance in Aguascalientes, Mexico. On multiple other occasions in 2018 and 2019, Perez and Del Vial continued to do business by arranging for Ortiz to perform at concerts in Mexico, including Mexicali and San Jose Iturbide, Guanajuato. Even though Del Vial and Dell Entertainment were aware that it was illegal to engage in transactions or dealings with Chucho, they willfully did business with him by continuing to have a Dell Entertainment musical artist perform at concerts in which Perez and Dell Entertainment had a financial interest. At one point, Dell Records even drafted a press release stating the company had no choice but to obey U.S. law and not allow bookings of any of my shows to individuals the Department of Treasury has deemed sanctioned. But it was never sent out. Well, that didn't do you no good. Brian Gutierrez found out about the designation of Chucho Perez as a rug trafficker, and he began his scheme of manipulation, defense attorney Goldberg claimed. She added that Gutierrez allegedly nixed the press release that would have announced that Ortiz would not be performing at the 2018 Feria de San Marcos. It was Brian who put a stop to that press release, Goldberg claimed. Instead, he convinced everyone to just leave it to me. I'll contact the lawyers. I'm going to make sure everything we do going forward is acceptable. Chucho Perez, who previously cut a deal and pleaded guilty to conspiracy to transact in property of specially designated narcotic traffickers in 2023, was unalived in Mexico on December 2024. The defendants here chose to get into business with an individual they knew had ties to the CJNG and had been designated a narcotics trafficker under the Kingpin Act, said acting United States Attorney Joseph McNally. Cartels and transnational criminal organizations cause immeasurable harm to our country. We are using every tool to eliminate these organizations and will prosecute those that do business with cartels. On March 19th, Geraldo Ortiz testified in Los Angeles court. The Para Que Lastimarme singer admitted in court that he performed at the 2018 Feria de San Marcos in Aguascalientes, Mexico, despite already being aware of Perez Alvial's status, according to Univision. Ortiz, who was signed under Dell Records for 2009 and 2019, has already pleaded guilty to charges of conspiracy in the case and is cooperating with U.S. officials. United States District Judge, that's her name, scheduled an August 15 sentencing hearing, at which time Del Vial would face a statutory maximum sentence of 30 years in federal prison for each count. Coño, man. Dell Entertainment will face a sentence of 5 years of probation and a fine of $10 million for each count.
Millions!
Del Vial is currently free on a $100,000 bond pending his sentencing. Outside of the courtroom following the verdict, he said, "I waited 5 years for this. I'm calm." He told those present after emphasizing that he didn't seem worried. Last month, Del Vial quietly married singer Chelly Madrid, tied the knot in a civil ceremony on February 27th. However, it wasn't until this week on March 23rd that the newlyweds decided to make their wedding public via Instagram. Oh, she's a great decision maker. Co-defendant Lucas Scalisi, 58, of West Hollywood, has pleaded not guilty to the charges against him in this case and is scheduled to be tried separately in June 2025. Prosecutors in the case claimed that it was Del Villar who had persuaded Ortiz to go against the FBI's warning to the musician to stop working with Perez Alviar. The CEO was allegedly incentivized to advise this due to the money he would get from the music promoter's successful showcase. They didn't give the rest of that. What's it called? Quote from him. Like, I didn't hear him say no slick shit. He just said, "I've been waiting for this shit." Hold on, let's get it. Y'all been talking. I kind of disagree. Taking those drugs on a steady routine can make you addicted. That's what I'm saying. Like, it should be for what it's supposed to be. Anything other than that, then now you're just abusing it. My English teacher and guidance counselor did time for insurance fraud. Together, they did that shit together or separate? They were using their insurance to get scripts and flip them with a crooked doctor that nicknamed himself the Chapo of Pills. Oh, he was feeling himself, boy. He had to go home and
get your fucking shine box.
He was feeling himself, papas. He said, "I'm the Chapo of Pastillas." That's how it is in prison. They know every medication and how to take it. I don't know what the fuck you talking about. Shy, you had me rolling. I have a boy who is like that. He's not an addict, but will randomly try whatever pill you throw his way. Bruh, motherfucker be like, "Oh, what you got? All right, let me get that." Like, bruh, that was like some woman's, menstrual pill or some shit. That, whatever, they'll take it. Primo got the whole list over here. All right, I'm going to keep my eyes out for those. Fuck it. Pay the money. That's my way to get away, is to smoke a joint and let it kick in and feel free from the trauma and relax my mind. I like that too. Speaking of that, Geraldo Ortiz is proof that the money makes you more attractive. I have a buddy that looks exactly like him and doesn't get the same attention. Yeah, that's not how it works. It doesn't work like that. Fernando, heading to Aguascalientes next week. Papa, we'll be telling everybody your travel plans, but send us pictures in the Discord and have a great time. Salutes. Fernando, Geraldo's wife is not attractive. I'm kidding. I don't know what she looks like. Only seen criminal organization for money. Never seen her. Let me look her up. None of the above. Tell your buddy to hide. That's a great event, Shy. What's a great event? What are you talking about? None of the above. He's blaming him. The guy who was informant. The guy who was an informant worked for Ranch Humilde. He's blaming him. Shout out 298 on the check-in. Together, they were part of a ring. No shit. Who did I see up here? Shout out William Borden. Shout out Alda Powell on the check-in. 298, salutes. Right. Bet. So yeah, I didn't see him in this article talking that shit. Let me see if I can see it. He ain't talking that shit in this particular article. All right, Upper Echelon, you still in the building? And I want to know what you were talking about. That's a great event, Shy. What's a great event? The San Marco Festival? What are you talking about? And let me know if you're still here, because I'm going to play this video right now. I'm hoping this is the one that I had. Let me see. I mean, did they take your video down on your birthday for lots of music? Yeah, yeah, I've made it members only.
You never play me, nice try. Ballin' in a nice spot. No more Mr. Nice Guy. Hello, Mr. Nice Watch.
Eileen Ulit sent $2. 100.
Shout out Eileen. 100. Salutes. Right? That's as far as it's going for me. Right? Salutes. You lick. Alright? Let's see. Oh, the San Marcos Festival? No shit. See tickets, everything. Alright. Hold on, I want to get to this. He said, don't read it. No, I didn't. I mean, some of it. Yeah. You're not getting the full name. The computer read the full name. I'm not reading the full name. No, that one was easy. Salutes. That one was easy. Guy that told works for Jimmy Humilde. Oh, the guy that told on dude. Okay. All right, hold on. Let me look for something that I was looking through last night real quick. Let me see. Yeah, it's this one. All right. I'm gonna I got a couple of other things to cover before we go. We probably won't finish the paperwork today, but I want to get through this now that Upper Echelon's here, because he's been in the comments and he said that, you know, and other people have said it, and I've said it myself. Oh, you can't just blame Adam. You can't blame Adam, this, that, and the other. You can't blame Vlad, and I get that. But like, I don't have to blame them to point them out and say, oh, these guys are here to jam motherfuckers up. I don't have to get played by them. I don't have to go to jail and blame them in order for me to, let's just say I'm doing an interview with him and dude pushes the issue one too many times and I check the shit out of him. The problem is he do that shit because he got security sitting right there, shit like that. There's a lot of guys that go in there and just want to talk. They don't want to go in there and say nothing on themselves, right? But I feel like these guys get away with too much of this trying to set motherfuckers up shit. Especially him, right? So I want to watch this video. La Feria de San Marcos is the shit. They keep making it longer and longer. I party, huh? It's a big party over there, man. My cousin said you don't see as much cartel stuff in Aguascalientes because the cartel members have a lot of family there and kind of like a no-touch zone till they run out of places to touch. Fernando asked if that's true. Salutes. All right, let me get this out of here. DOJ. I want to read this one too, but we'll get to that afterwards quickly. It's very short. I should get to it now. Not saying this isn't Bartel stuff. There's just not as much as you usually see everywhere else. That they're taking advantage of some pendejos. Nah, I just feel like he's gotten to the point where he can't make money. I just watched the fucking video, bro. Yeah, but he's taking advantage of pendejos, but let's put the pendejos aside and let's take a look at what his plan is, what he's trying to do. You can't ignore that part. You know what I'm saying? You can't ignore what a motherfucker is actively trying to do. You know what I mean?
Dr. K, I used to
fucking
think I
pay
was
attention, bro. Get informed.
Within my budget.
All right, so in this video, I want to talk about the 16 of Nashua getting contacted by the FBI. I think this was Tuesday morning. The 16 posted this. He says, the feds came knocking at my door today. We'll be filling y'all in on what happened to me at 4 p.m. on Wednesday on YouTube. And then shortly after this post, he posts a video talking into the camera saying this.
When they showed up, I was wearing a red Nike Tech. Not exactly the definition of fresh. I got a crazy update. I'm going to do the Good Diligent podcaster thing, and I'm going to save it for tomorrow at 4 p.m.
So the 16's trying to create hype for his next show. He's saying that he's going to be revealing what the feds told him and everything. So he's plugging his show. He's trying to get that hype. He's desperate for that hype. And so the next morning rolls around, and Three Fingers Whack posts this on his Instagram, talking about they double back on Adam. They got him this morning. Real shit. Oh, and Brick Baby might be in trouble. Do you think Adam is going to tell them what they want to do to bed?
I'll tell you what, man. Wax credibility kind of fell off with me just entertaining that whole Adam went to jail shit.
And he's, you know, this is fucking stupid. Everyone knew that this was just the 16 trying to go viral. So he put Three Fingers Whack up to posting this in order to get it going viral, which it didn't. Everyone looked at this and said, this is obviously a play. And so Three Fingers Whack took it a step further and tried to double down on this lie. And so later on that day on the No Jumper News, Whack Three Fingers calls in and tells this idiotic lie story to Remo about how his attorney is trying to get the 16 out of custody. This is actually incredibly stupid. Watch this.
So, man, I just called my attorney trying to get him down there so Adam don't be doing no telling, bro.
Man, they saying Adam locked up all on the blogs. What's going on?
They came and got him this morning, bro. They doubled back. They came by and we try and have him out.
Adam texts me every day, and I ain't heard from him today.
Listen, he should be free by 2:30.
It is really fascinating to me how Three Fingers Whack has turned himself into a source of laughter. He's a lol cow. No one respects him. And you're going to see in this next clip, Almighty
Bro,
Dog.
imagine I start just doing goofy fucking shit. Just lying. I'm gonna disappear for 5 days and tell y'all I was locked up. Like, what the fuck are we talking about here, bro? Never.
And sort of marks him out for being a lying buffoon. Look at this.
Today, and I ain't heard from him today.
Listen, he should be free by 2:30.
Why? Why 2:30 or why not 2 o'clock?
Client winds up having a 4-level neck fusion, and the insurance company's denying it from the beginning. Took him to trial.
Now, when I saw that, I didn't get the joke. You know what I'm saying? It was I said, don't say inside jokes that we can't get it, but that's what it is. He's calling them on the, the arbitrary nature of the numbers that he's saying, 2:30. What does that even mean? Just 2:30? That's it?
Well, no, he just said 2:30 at the latest. So I'm telling them, shit. I'm telling them ASAP. I don't want bro sitting there.
So this was a failed attempt at getting a lie to go viral, and the 16 shamelessly admitted to this.
Second of all, I thought you were locked up, Adam. What's going on?
Nah, that was cap. Yeah, that was cap. But
So the 16 admits that was just a fake publicity stunt to get hype around this next podcast, which featured these guys from Long Beach who call themselves the Viral Way Podcast. What? Now, I want to be clear. They are far from viral.
the Viral Way podcast, who, believe it or not, we were already planning on having them
on. So the
on.
16 participates in a hoax to overhype this.
Sure, you were planning on having them on. They weren't just a... Listen, every time everybody leaves on you or goes to jail, you got somebody else to fill in their fucking spot quickly. Doesn't matter to you, their affiliations, nothing. They could... These guys don't like Brick. That's your boy, right? So, what does it matter? Is it okay if they bang your wife without you knowing?
Show only to...
Well, I mean, he married her. She was already what she was when he married her, though.
Feature this...
The Viral Way podcast, who, believe it or not, we were already planning on having them on.
So the 16 participates in a hoax to overhype this show only to feature this lame-ass podcast from Long Beach? What? These guys are boring as fuck. These guys were so fucking annoying, I turned it off. I was like, these guys fucking suck. And everyone in the Reddit hates them too and calls them hypocrites and calls them stupid goofies because they used to badmouth the 16 not that long ago.
Online with a random white BMX skateboarder, that's when I knew the culture was done.
So I'm thinking, why would the 16 be interested in these guys as on-camera talent to host the show? You know, this is Brick Baby's show, and to make matters worse, these are Brick Baby's enemies. What? They don't get along with Brick Baby. And here they are on Brick Baby's show as he sits in jail as the 16 sort of showcases them. This made me sick to my stomach. And I want to point out that these guys get no views. The Viral Way podcast gets no views. They get like 300 views. And this is something the 16 has made fun of other platforms for in the past. Not getting any views.
Me be a star of any room I walk into. What are you talking about? Your podcast gets 300 views. And have people come up to me.
So I was like,
he just sound like a bitch to me. Your podcast gets 300 views. He just sound like a bitch. He was that kid. That kid in school that just want to put his teeth through his fucking lip.
Platforms for in the past, not getting any views.
Me be a star of any room I walk into. What are you talking about? Your podcast gets 300 views. And have people come up to me.
So I was like, why would he want the Viral podcast to have anything to do with No Jumper? And then I realized, oh yeah, it's because he wants to manipulate Crips. What? He wants these Crips to come on and agree with him. So he's got to get some Crips in that fucking building, and that's what I think's going on. And the Viral Way podcast is near the bottom. I mean, these guys are going absolutely nowhere, and so they really are looking for that opportunity to be a No Jumper Crip. And so it's a glaze-a-thon. And so they're agreeing with the 16. They're agreeing with the narrative that he has no responsibility in getting people to incriminate themselves.
As far as guests that come on and willingly tell on themselves, that's 100% on them.
Okay,
I don't blame platforms for dumbasses coming on the internet where you know the police are watching.
Okay, I'm getting so sick of this narrative that people say, oh, it's not the platform's fault. It's the person that self-snitches on the platform. It's their fault. And technically, it's true. It is ultimately the person's fault who self-snitches and answers the question. But the interviewer also has a responsibility to ask ethical questions that aren't going to like deliberately incriminate someone for the sake of views.
Here's the thing. Maybe the questions could be unethical. I don't feel like he's asking questions. I feel like he's stirring shit. You know what I'm saying? I don't feel that. I know that. You only have to feel that when somebody is trying to hide it. Right? If he's doing it in your face, I don't understand these street dudes that don't just stop him in his motherfucking tracks. But then he gets all mad like a bitch and he want to kick you out of his shit.
I would agree that a guest on a podcast, if they make a slip of the tongue or if they just talk too much and incriminate themselves, yeah, that's their fault. But if they're being interrogated and coerced into answering questions about specific crimes, that's where the interviewer has a responsibility not to do
I
that.
saw this video that alleged that it was you involved in this crazy ass shootout. What was that situation?
Introducing Outplayed. Record anything on your PC. Highlight reels. Let's play.
I saw this video that alleged that it was you involved in this crazy ass shootout. What was that situation? Maybe it might not have been you. I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah, I don't think it was me.
Okay. But that wasn't related to any of the cases that you caught?
And that's it. Now, here's my problem, right? Check it out. Upper echelon. Do these people that don't want to talk about their crimes not have a place to promote their projects, their music? I don't know what these guys are getting interviewed for. You know what I'm saying? I'm just playing devil's advocate here. You know what I'm saying? If you don't go over there and you don't cop to nothing, he don't like you, you get the fuck off the show because you don't want to answer his questions. It's like he already know what you... He's assumed what you're there for. He want to get it out of you.
Well played. Okay. So
people are using that clip as an example of what you should do if the 16 is asking you police questions. You simply just don't answer. And people say, look, problem solved. Just don't answer the questions. But the problem with that is the 16 sometimes brings people on just to talk about gang politics. And so if there's nothing else for them to talk about, if they don't have anything else going on, the 16 sort of gets upset. He starts getting mad.
I love that you've got this fucking weird ass demeanor for this podcast though. This is gonna be interesting. Right before I sat down, you're like, don't ask me about any street shit. The thing that you brought up was like a past affiliate of yours sort of ran his mouth about you in a recent interview. You don't want to clap back at him?
My mama always taught me the best reaction is no reaction.
That doesn't seem like it's really been much of a thing in the drill community. A lot of reactions.
That's the drill.
So I'm not saying that it's not ultimate.
That motherfucker, he wish he was a gangster, boy. I mean, I was on the show and did the right thing. Fuck are you talking about? What show? I know people call other fuckboys just to say it, but I'm certified fuckboy for letting him bang his wife. He knew what he was getting into. He loved that shit. All these dudes, straight fucking lames. Definitely watch Other Idiots. I don't see a man when I look at Adam, bro. His wife's a porn star. I think he's okay with it. She usually only did videos with him until recently when he let her F Jason Love. Shit's been down. Why you talking about, Shy? Shit's been downhill since. He lost respect after that. Punk tried to stir up the punk between the homies and the Northerners. But that's what I'm saying. He's a shit stir. He's trying to shit stir gang politics. Instead of asking about it, he's trying to... I feel like he be trying to punk motherfuckers. Damn, why you ain't pull up on dude then? Why you ain't smoke him? You should smoke him. Type shit. You know what I'm saying? Allegedly. It's just funny, but you see the difference. I mean, no one wants a boring guest or a dead fuck. That's the thing. He's okay with them being boring as long as he's stirring shit and they can incriminate themselves and talk some bullshit. Because even those conversations are boring, but he'll take that. Now, you have to see the video of them kids that came from Philly. They played him like a sucker. They baited him and told him they were going to talk about the kid that was part of unaliving Gilly the Kid's son, and sold them a bag of goods. He got them out there. They promoted their show on there, and all they did was, it was a horrible interview. Kids barely spoke. He found out on stream live that they were underage. A whole shit show. They played him. He had that one coming. Today they popped one of Marquitos Toys' brothers, 15 shots in a restaurant. Oh, wait. Johnny Mitchell asked some sus questions. Yeah, I don't watch. Adam tried to stir up the pot between South and North and Southern Cali, where there are no Northerners.
Ultimately the fault of the person answering the questions and incriminating them. I'm not saying that it's not ultimately their fault. What I'm saying is that this cuck is predatory in his line of questioning. Sometimes he brings people in just to talk about gang shit. That's all he's interested in. And sometimes, and he's even said in the past that if you're not interested in talking about this gangster shit, then you can get the fuck out. Listen to this.
Right, that's insane. If I had actually took him at his word right there, I would have probably just said like, all right, you could just drive back to Vegas and not do this.
And I also wanted to point out that the 16 doesn't
That's
just
crazy. That's crazy. Somebody, I'm not saying he to blame for them going to jail. I'm saying I blame them for not socking him. But again, he's sitting there with security. He feels money protects him. Money protects him from people responding to his arrogance. He would never do that otherwise. He would never do that
in the past that if you're not interested in talking about this gangster shit, then you can get the fuck out. Listen to this.
Right, that's insane. If I had actually took him at his word right there, I would have probably just said like, all right, you could just drive back to Vegas and not do this.
And I also wanted to point out that the 16 doesn't just ask a question and then if the person becomes uncomfortable, they quickly move on. The 16 just keeps hammering that question, and that's disrespectful. And it's coercive, too, in my opinion, because you're sort of saying that you're going to penalize them by not, fucking with them or sending them home.
What's his name? Adam Grant Mason?
Or whatever if they don't answer your line of questioning. This is very coercive.
That's what I'm saying. You got to hop in the Kia with mad pipes, go take care of what you're going to take care of, and then you leave the Kia wherever
Take
you
care
feel
of
like
what? We
leaving it.
don't do none of that.
Oh, for real? You need to get the out of here.
Hell no.
Real ones only at this table. No, I'm just kidding. Just kidding. Just kidding.
Nah, you're not just kidding, bro. You're not just kidding. You don't give a fuck. I don't like it.
The top comment for this interview is, who watching this after he just got booked?
What?
So he got booked, and maybe he got booked for this interview. Who knows? It makes you wonder, though.
You got to have proof that he got booked for the fucking interview, though, at least. Hit the like button if you have yet to do so.
Because the 16 was saying some very interesting things in this interview that I want to actually show you. Watch this.
The cops ask me about y'all all the time. I don't tell them nothing.
What?
What was this?
I had the Chicago PD on my line earlier asking me if I could get some information about you guys behind the scenes.
Yeah, okay.
They're
Start
like, hey,
the guy.
please report back to us.
Hey, give me the Glock right now.
We have a whole arrangement.
No, hell no.
I've been going back. I've been giving them all kinds of info.
No. We not doing that.
I might be trolling you.
No, why?
I got the whole
Might be trolling. Might not be.
whole building wired, you know?
Oh,
Hey, who
He got motherfuckers looking around.
did your tattoos?
All those hats we were talking about off camera? Yeah, that's all on camera.
No, he
no
talking about all them hats. I don't have no hats.
So the 16 says that
Hats means bodies, for those that don't know.
that he is talking to Chicago PD about his guests. That's pretty crazy. And he says the place is wired. What is going on? This was like 6 months ago. That's really crazy. No wonder everyone's been going to jail lately. I want to play you a clip from 4X.
Point and shoot is reaching at this point.
Extra's hood vlog that he got arrested for shortly thereafter. And listen to what the 16 says in this vlog.
If you're like me, you might be wondering, where are the cops in all this? I don't know. But we've been dominating this block for like 45 minutes right now, and I ain't seen a goddamn cop car roll by, so,
Because you got it cleared out. You handled that shit, man. Did your thing.
apparently, they got a little hood permit going. Ain't nobody
So
saying
the
shit.
16 obviously has a little bit of a cop fetish going on here. What a fucking weirdo. Okay, so let's actually get down to what we came here for, which is the feds. I want to hear what the feds had to say.
While I'm in my house, I'm playing poker on my computer, a guy comes to my front door, and I didn't actually even know, but my girl was communicating with him through the box in the front of our house with the camera. She texts me, she says, a dude is here from the FBI, and basically he's trying to serve you with a subpoena. And so she told him, like a ride or die would, he told him, Adam's not here, and he's off at work or whatever. I forget what she told him. And so,
so the 16 is lying again. This is insane. So he's saying that his wife committed obstruction of justice. Is that obstruction of justice?
Oh,
if
shit.
Lena the Plug lied to the FBI while relaying messages to the person they're looking for.
16 is Adam. He calls him Adam 16 because he has accusations of underage sexual activities and assaults. So he calls him Adam 16.
Isn't that obstruction of justice? What is going on?
No, don't get Lena jammed up in it. No pun intended. Right? No pun intended. Real ones only. That's the funniest shit I heard all day. I don't watch them regularly. I don't watch soap operas either. Young Scooter just got smoked by police. Rest in peace. See, he died. Don't know how. It's his birthday also. Fuck. I understand what you're saying, but he's trying to earn more money. It's his job. So stupid who keeps going. Yeah, he the police, man. Zaza said that's crazy. Keep going to any shows. Lazy boy missed weight, Shy. No shit. He not with the altitude, the Mexico City altitude. Watch that altitude tomorrow. That altitude is gonna make mice of men. Gene went and told all his lies. Which Gene? Deal or Barillo? Now oh man, you all over the place, man. You need some of them ADHD things you was talking about. Shout out Jacqueline on the check-in. What's up, Shy? Hope everyone is having a great day today. Salutes. Thank you for coming through. Operation Honey Trapping. Look it up. What a fucking weirdo. People always around their birthday. If you look closer, their born date and death date, lots of time, even a month apart. His wife was like, he's not here, but I am. I'm crashing. Free Adam. Free Johnny. Free Vlad and Shy. Shy ain't got nothing to do with none of it. Put my name in shit. I love Lena's little face.
So I just want to say that story that the 16 gave was bullshit. Now, I do believe that she may have lied to the FBI and said, I think he may have gone to work. I don't think he's home. But she certainly wasn't relaying messages throughout the entire thing. That's not what happened. The FBI came to the door. She said, no, he's not home. Sorry. And then they left a message and left. And then she told the 16 what they said after the fact. And so
that's exactly what happened. He said that's what happened. I didn't hear otherwise.
But what a cheap lie to make this story more interesting.
Forced to hand over a crazy amount of information, because that was kind of lingering around in my head as like, God, this is going to be a huge pain in the ass if they want to confiscate all the computers and everything in here. We're going to have to buy a bunch of computers to use.
Where's the furnace? Start the furnace up, guys.
I don't know. I was considering that. I have not destroyed any information for the record. But this is the thing.
The 16 hasn't destroyed any information, even though they delete the security cam footage every day, according to Three Fingers Wide.
What the feds are probably going to say to him, yo, we want to see your security, we want to see your surveillance footage.
It ain't going to matter. There ain't nothing there anyway. That shit get erased every day.
Wow, so No Jumper deletes their security footage every single fucking day. That's very telling. What could be going on that they want to hide? And what's even crazier is that Three Fingers Whack is saying this on the show. What? And so I finally want to get to this clip where the 16 explains what the feds actually wanted from him.
But the one thing that the feds wanted was the cease and desist from Big U to No Jumper, asking us to take down the episode in which Loose Cannon first made the explosive statements that suggested that Big U had previous knowledge of Nipsey Hussle's death.
What? So the 16 thought that this was going to set the internet ablaze, that the feds are interested in Nipsey Hussle's murder and Big U's possible connection?
The FBI is interested in what Big U's involvement in Nipsey's death might be.
Okay, so that was the 16's big announcement, is that the feds are interested in Big U's connection to Nipsey's murder, which
it was the only thing worth it in that conversation. That's for
we've
sure.
already, I mean, I just can't understand how he thought that this was going to go viral. This piece of information, everyone already knows about this. Big U's initial hearing is on the anniversary of Nipsey's death. They're doing this on purpose. This whole indictment is probably over Nipsey's death. And speaking of indictments, it looks like the indictment actually dropped, and Loose Cannon was named in the indictment, and he actually got his age doxed. He's 42. What? He's actually 42, so he was lying about his age.
Birth certificate with you.
I ain't going for the 32.
Oh, okay. Yeah. That's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool.
I ain't going for the 32.
Hey,
You do look like a sort of weathered 32.
That's it. I gotta start lying about my age too. Sucker shit all over the fucking place, man. Every tough guy sucker. Look at this fucking cop.
Dude.
No, listen. I know, but you have to understand this, right? When you have money, a 2-year-old would be a big bro to a nigga that's 35.
A 2-year-old. That's a very funny concept.
What's up, big bro?
Hey, big bro.
No, it's true in the hood.
So that's pretty cool, and I'm gonna have more loose cannon stuff coming.
Upper echelon, man. You really want to go to the fucking
Put him in the
bathroom.
fucking bedroom.
You're gonna end up as a witness on my case side. Listen, bro. You better not be in the same courtroom. I'm gonna catch an extra one. They're gonna have to slide for you, son.
I'm gonna Patreon very soon. So thank you guys for watching this video. And
All
I'll
right,
see
shout
you
out
guys
Point
on the
and
next
Shoot.
one.
Dude is the feds. Period. All right, he has an outcome that he wants, and it's the outcome he's trying to get, and that's it. All right, hit the like button if you have yet to do so. Salutes. He's lying about his age. That's how he got caught up with the minor. No. I'm talking about no, they were talking about Loose Cannon lying about his age. Lying about his own age. Loose Cannon was saying he was 32 when he was 42. And my thing is, get the fuck out of here, man. That's the picture. For those that don't know, there's a picture of Sammy the Bull standing next to Gene Borello and somebody else. And they're taking a picture, and if you see the big picture, he think that they're framing him from the waist up. He's standing on his tippy toes, right? A guy that touts and likes to talk about the 19 bodies he was involved with. But you still, in your 70s, insecure of your height. Own that shit. Fuck out of here. Same thing with Lil Meech. Remember I told you he looked taller in that thing? I got images. Next time we cover them, of course, Big U's case has blown Meech out of the conversation lately. But once we get back to that, same way we got back to Diddy tonight, we'll get back to that. I'll show y'all the platform shoes that Lil Meech was wearing. Now I understand. Now it makes sense. All right? Loose Cannon, new name should be Loose Lips with all that yapping. That motherfucker been calling every show from the fucking feds and all kind of shit. JP, I hope you're still in the building. I'm going to give a quick glimpse of what I'm considering. I'm working on a strategy, right, to make an even playing field with the Ill Avengers. And it might look something like this. That's it. That's all you get. That's just the beginning, though. I only put some generic options there. We're gonna make this fair. This open bar situation. The days that it does open, we're gonna make this shit fair and fun. So that I wanted to get that point across. I want to upper echelon to see that, everything is not just one way, and it ain't just one person. And that finite thinking, get the fuck on with that shit. All right? Yes, people go on there, they snitch on themselves. But yes, there's a shit stir. I can't see nobody manipulating and pushing around politics in Chicago streets like that. Couldn't imagine it. Maybe that's what they do on the Say Cheese with all these conversations back and forth. But I got to really pay attention to those interviewers and see if they pulling the same kind of manipulative shit that Adam be trying to pull. You know what I'm saying? I do think Adam is an informant, but don't take away the fact that these idiots go tell on themselves. Neither or is mutually exclusive, bro. That's my point. That it ain't a one-way street. It's a two-way street. All right. I'm gonna hold off on the update on the stepmom. All right. Quick update is her lawyer is fighting for her to be. For those that don't remember the story of the stepmother supposedly had her stepson locked up for 20 years in a room. Not only that, his father was involved on it for like 19 years up till he passed away. And the kid eventually set fire to the house. He's 30 years old. He set fire to the house so that he could be rescued. He weighed 68 pounds at 30 years old. And she has she's made bail. She has no restrictions. She has nothing. No house arrest, no ankle monitor. And they are fighting to get her on an ankle monitor. They are fighting to get her put away for a little while. And they say, I'll play the first question. We'll get to this story in the next live stream because I want to see if there's other shit we can move on to.
His first question in this sphere is, why is she out walking around when I was locked up in a room for 20 years?
Right? That's what he had to say. That's what the young man that was trapped had to say. Why is she walking around after doing what she did to me? And, her lawyers are fighting her.
Why is she out walking around when I was locked up in a room for 20 years?
She is perhaps the most hated stepmom in America for what she allegedly did to her stepson for 2 decades. Now, she's pleading not guilty. Her defense...
It's a rather long update, and we'll get to that another day. She's pleading not guilty. What is that? That was less than 3 seconds ago. That was less than 3 seconds. What is it? What is it? It may be the new way of doing things around here. She looks a bit rough, like she crawled out of a trap house. Like he had her locked up. You know what I mean? We'll see. We'll see if JP got to see it. We'll talk about it, Zoraida. Let's see. What else I got here? We got Diddy. Fuck out of here. Just like the usual suspects, I'm not a rap fucking cops. What? Let's get to this real quick. This is a very short one, but I wanted to check this out. And then I got to refresh my drink. Salutes, hundreds up in the chat for y'all. Hit the like button if you have yet to do so. This is Cartel Insider. Again, this is the home of Mika Trevino, so take it all with a grain of salt. U.S. authorities claim CJNG set up rug lab in Kenya. That's it. We done made the migration to Africa. In a report, the U.S. State Department says the lab was linked to the criminal group headed by Nemesio Oseguera Cervantes El Mencho. The Jalisco New Generation Cartel reportedly set up a rug laboratory in Kenya last year. A U.S. State Department intelligence report located the Method Man Production Center in the city of Namanga, Africa. In its 2025 report on the International Narcotics Control Strategy, the State Department highlighted that the large-scale clandestine laboratory was located in September 2025, and a Mexican national identified as Alvarado Israel V was captured while attempting to leave Kenya. Authorities also arrested 5 other individuals identified as Francis Maina Gachao. Nah, we're gonna start doing fucking African names and shit now, man. Jodido, yo. Come on, man. What the fuck is going on? Francis Maina Gachao, Betty Mukami Micheni, Caroline Wambui Muchira, Agu Ojukwu, and Agu Ogba, both originally from Nigeria. Man, jodido, yo. The document indicates that this laboratory was linked to the criminal group led by Nemesio Mencho Oseguera Cervantes and presumed that it was the first operation to confirm the Bartel's presence in that territory. Blows to the CJNG. In early March, Ruben Oseguera Gonzalez and Menchito, the second in command of the CJNG, was sentenced by a federal court in Washington, D.C. to life in prison without the possibility of parole in order to pay $6 billion. And Menchito was sentenced to life in prison for the first charge of manufacturing rugs and for distribution in the United States, and an additional 30-year prison sentence for the level of violence in which he personally engaged. All right? The Bartel has reached Kenya. Clip what? That's what it's all about. What the fuck are you talking about? Clip what, JP? Oh, the me jodillo? That's fucking funny. The Cartel is on its way to corrupt Africa, right? See how that goes. We'll keep an eye on that story. Could it just be more talk? Quite possible. People got to stay in the news, right? People got to keep shit moving. All right? People got to keep shit moving. All right, let's get Dell Records the fuck out of here. Let's get the CJ&G the fuck out of here. Let's get Adam 16 the fuck out of here. Boom. Let's get it. See what we got. I feel like doing a body cam. I don't feel like reading shit. I don't feel like doing nothing. I feel like doing a body cam. I wish we could find a funny one. Something for, again, I believe it was Omar Carranza. Salutes Omar Carranza for the Acorn Cop. Nothing has beat that so far. JP, you missed it, man. You didn't see the part where I showed what the drinking, what the bar situation may look like. You missed it, dog. Played yourself. Right? Let's see. We covered Diddy. We covered Adam. We covered a couple articles. The stepmom we'll hold on to because that one's pretty long. Let's do some body cams. Nah, he's not talking about the chart. He's talking about clip the Mise Me Jodillo. I don't think he saw the clip of the chart. So that's you got to put him up on game. Got to put him up on game. I'm looking to open the bar in different ways. Ways that are what's the word? Fair. Right? And fair and balanced. As balanced as possible. All right? It's not balanced when I open the bar for 5 minutes and end up with 30 drinks. All right? I appreciate y'all and salutes to y'all. All right? But I like putting on a good show too. My body can't hold up to all them drinks and put on a good show. So I have to even this out. Il Avenger's gonna have to take some L's. Cause even when I have to drink the liquor, I still get the W's. I still win. I tap y'all out. Y'all go to sleep before I'm done. 9-hour streams run this motherfucker. It's loose. My bad. I keep scrolling over shit. Let's get it. I want to do some body cams. Let's get mindless on a Friday night. All right, everybody got their money. Salutes. But I'm waiting for JP to acknowledge if he saw what Zoraida calls a chart. Let's see what we got here. Suspect in body armor fires on officer. Yeah, Omar holds the body cam medal. Indeed, indeed he does. Oh, I'm hit. No, hit the like button if you have yet to do so. I'm hit. Sorry, y'all is too many people. I don't even know what I said y'all to, so if you want to check me about something, you're going to have to put the quote in there for me to give a fuck. All right? So I don't even know what you're talking about. Let's not forget that one time it faded to black, Soprano style ending. It didn't fade at all. It said, this shit got to stop, and that motherfucker stopped. All right? That was 9 shots in an hour and 20 minutes, something like that. So, yeah. Your boy pretty cold with it. But it was Soprano style. They were like, what happened? What happened? Did he die? Did the lights go out? I can't put him up on gay when I couldn't even see it. All right. It's a wheel. It only has generic things on it right now. I'm going to put different things on it. JP, you better be paying attention. I'm not showing this again. It's very generic right now. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it up. And I'm going to make this one of the ways to open the bar. Is we will spin a wheel. Right? We'll spin a wheel. See if anybody wants to test their luck type shit. Oh, Shy, y'all tap out and go to sleep. I'll be helping the channel get clapped. All right, there you go. You got me on that one. All right. Well, as a matter of fact, though, I think you were non-responsive at the end of the last 9 hours. I don't know, man. I'm gonna have to go to the playback and see what that was about. But just imagine this filled with many options, and you pay a flat rate for the spin. You take the spin, and we go from there. Rather than people being able to do 5 drinks at one time, and then me not being able to do them, and having to send. And the only reason I'm great with refunds, I'm quick with refunds. The problem is once you get too many of them, they start to question and wonder what the fuck is going on. They hold on to your, different accounts and shit like that, right? But I have to find a way, I salutes to y'all that be like, hey, Shy, 5 shots on me. Cool, 5 shots, but how about the other 3 from this person, 4 from that person? Then at the end of the night, I want to do those shots in front of y'all unless you tell me, hey, this is for you to have a beer tomorrow or whatever, right? If we're playing the game, I'm playing the game. I want to have those drinks right there in front of you, right? That you bought me. We chilling at the bar tonight. But this will have many more options here, right? Me and my Shy GPT are trying to figure it out, right? There, it's been up for more than a couple of seconds. What do y'all think of that idea? Do y'all think it's bullshit? Let me get some feedback from the the gallery. What do y'all think? Shy, I can't zoom in. Can you break it down? It's a wheel. It's a wheel, JP. Same as if you was doing a Zayway, right? It's a wheel. Let me see. One beer. You know what I mean? Rather than 2 shots. Right? So right now up there has generic choices. The generic choices are 1 shot, 1 beer, a double shot, or a free pass. Right? That's another thing that was brought to my attention is that I'm not drinking regular beers over here. Right? So either I'm going to have to start drinking regular beers, like Modelos and shit, or I'm going to have to up the price on the beer because that beer is 3 beers and I'm fucked up by the end of the night. So I got to slow you guys down somehow, right? And make it fun. So what do you guys think of the wheel idea? It's just a thought right now. There's other implementations to it. All right? I'm just trying to make shit interactive, fun, lucrative, and not life-threatening. You know what I mean? JP right now is like an AI, and he's thinking of anything that can slow him down on it. So yeah, so I put the flat fee on the spin, right? You got a flat fee on the spin, but you might get double for your money. You might have me in here drinking 2 shots. It might count as 2 beers. You know what I mean? Or I might get a free pass. That will need to be a little bit more fun. Well, yeah. Well, you guys, you're real spoiled. This fucking JP spoiled this shit, man. JP, man, go get your fucking.
Now go home and get your fucking shine box.
Yeah, it gotta be more fun. It takes a lot of thought. All right, your boy. All of this graphic here, that graphic there, the thing over there, the Discord, the website, the videos, the assets that go at the beginning of the videos, the assets for the live stream, all of these things done by me, little old me, all right? And my Shy GPT got to give me a hand with this. I got to break this one down. So when the bar is open, you spin the wheel. Is that right? So we pay when the bar is open and you spin the wheel. So, right. So it'll be, again, I'm working out kinks. This is just a thought. This is just a conversation with me and my Shy GPT, right? I open the bar. That way, you're buying a spin. Each person is buying a spin, right? So you buy the spin. So let's just say by the time I close the bar, there's 4 or 5 spins. Boom. Then we go one at a time through every spin. And then, I don't know, from there. What do you think? I think it'll be fun. And yes, we'll put more fun shit on there. Life-threatening, but you're not driving. Yeah, but liver-threatening. I'll overdo it. The hospital will be here. You see, I'm a bad motherfucker, Zorada. I'm gonna finish the game. And if I can't finish the game, then, I'm gonna send that bread. Sorry, 2 beers in Canada will put you on your ass. More stronger beers in Canada. Get the fuck out of here, William Borden. That's like saying y'all got better bud, too. I heard it all before. Shy, I'll come up with fair and safe shots. What does that mean? You'll come up with safe. You mean drinks? Nah, we're going to stick with what I be having. What I be drinking. All right? And again, maybe I'll demote myself to Modelo's or stay with the IPAs. But I'm drinking 9.5s when everybody else is like 3.2, 4.3 and shit. And the only reason I do it is because sometimes I want to have a drink and hang out with y'all. You know what I'm saying? But let's make it fun. Let's make it lucrative. It's not life-threatening. And no, I'm not driving nowhere, but it's dangerous walking to the living room or to the bedrooms. Sorry, that was an accident. I don't know what that means, safe wheel slots. I mean, I got the free pass right there. Sorry, y'all. I was muted. But we'll add more stuff, and I'll show y'all what I add, and we'll talk about it and price it out. And it has to make sense. It has to be worth the squeeze, all of it. But it's just a way to keep it from, instead of 5 drinks rolling in, we go one wheel at a time. And I'm thinking, I don't know how to enforce it. But I'd like to make it a power chat thing. I don't know. We'll see, man. So that was it. You got more out of me than you wanted. You made my concurrent viewers go down, okay? Salutes. We're going to make it more fun. I got other ideas, too. I got a bunch of... I'm going to put what I got in the Discord so y'all can take a look and y'all can put emojis under it and react to it and see what you like, what you don't like. At the end of the day, it don't matter because I know y'all trying to destroy me and I'm trying to destroy y'all, right? Shout out Darkly Noon. Is there a smoker section? Maybe I'll put a smoker part on there or edible. You gotta take 10 milligrams. Or, I don't know. Whatever I do and naturally do already. I'll put a one on there that says Shy gets to skip this drink and make a sandwich. I feel like the wheel needs a modification where it's safe and fun. Yeah, sure. You don't know what modification it needs. If you do, tell me so that I can modify it and see if it needs some more modifications. If your modifications need modifications. All right. But again, yeah, the bud section. Salute to the bud section. Maybe I'll put a little slice on there that says Shy don't drink. He smoke a bowl right now. I'm looking at some other ones that they got here. Take a sip of beer, take a shot, skip the round, spin again. Trade your drink, pass your drink to the chat or swap it with the next spin. Donator picks your drink, but I don't keep all different kind of liquors around here like that. Freestyle for 30 seconds instead, alternative to drinking. Got savage mode. Put a double shot on there, a water break, a shot plus the chat picks a dare. I would never leave myself in the palms of y'all fucking hands like that. That ain't happening. Fuck I look like. Fucking mono con los ojos tapados. Huh? You want me dancing around this motherfucker, huh? That's what y'all want. Treading lightly, would you be open to other options? Yes, I just said that. You're not listening to me. You just thirsty to tear me down. Yeah, I'm looking at options. I'm listening to options, but again, the final decision will be me because you guys. I'm by myself. It's in y'all best interest to pick what you want. You can suggest shit. Yeah, I'm looking for suggestions. I want suggestions. I'm telling y'all extra ones so that y'all know what it is. Reverse, chat drinks instead if they accept. Safe zone, no drink, just chill. The Reaper, extra strong shot like a double Henny or a mix or some shit. This crazy. Money Talks edition. Pay to avoid it. $5 to skip. Dice roll. Even equals a shot. Odd equals a beer. Donor decides. No drinks this round. King's choice. Streamer picks what to do. Reverse card. Chat takes a shot. Pop a special drink, champagne or something different. Do a quick dance instead. I ain't dancing. Fuck out of here. Right? You get enough from me. I ain't dancing. I ain't no fucking mono con los ojos tapados. I'm not a dancing mono with
Mono con los ojos tapados.
Chilling, all right? It's Friday night. I'm hanging out with my friends doing hood rat shit.
But I wanted to do hood rat stuff for my friend.
Don't bust my balls about no fucking drinking game, all right? But it's going to be a wheel. I think the wheel will be better. Lots of choices, but it has to be fair and, keep my liver in check. All right? Let me, yeah, we got to do this. She looks crazy as fuck. Like right now,
today,
I want to watch some funny shit. I feel you. I'll be in contact, but definitely no dancing. Fuck out of here with the dancing. I ain't doing no dancing. I'm gonna put the lists. These are just lists that I got from ChatGPT that I can have it dwindled down. I'll put them up in the Discord, and you guys can take a look and pick and choose from them and put something together. And at the end of the day, I'll figure it out from there. All right. But I must break you. All right. I don't consider the first Illmatic stream an L. Why? Because I physically ended the stream myself. And then everything since then, W's. Fucking W champion shit. You know what I mean? Salutes. But yeah, I'm going to go back to drinking water-ass Coronas. I make it too easy for y'all. 9.5? Crazy. Too easy for y'all. Just me being me. All right, let's get it. Rich Doctor. Think she's above the law. This lady look crazy as a bag of bat shit. Y'all need some dancing in your life. That shit, keep that shit off camera, man. All right.
she's about to. A woman barricades herself inside her house. What officers don't realize is she's about to attack.
What's her name?
Tamara. She came around that corner like a bat out of hell.
Barricades herself inside her house. What officers don't realize is she's about to attack.
What's her name?
Horror movie shit. She come walking down on her hands backward. Oh, y'all didn't see it. My bad. Bat out of hell.
A woman barricades herself inside her house. What officers don't realize is she's about to attack.
What's her name?
Tamara.
Tamara. Okay. Are the kids home or no?
No.
Okay. You want to clear the dog? Make sure.
Tammy? Tammy?
If you're here, would the dog come out?
Come out, what's his head?
Yeah. No, come out to like see who's here.
She's got the dog locked up. I know.
Because we don't want to. I don't want an aggressive dog. Sheriff's.
AKA, I smoked that dog out here. Stop playing. Hit the like button if you have yet to do so. Sorry, the first one was a Thanos L according to Oso, the OG rant. I don't give a shit what he's talking about. That's a W. He wasn't even in. Listen. All right. You ready for me to shit all over Oso's theory? For those that don't know what we're talking about and all the viewers that we're going to lose right now, it's Friday night. We don't give a fuck. We covered mad shit today. What he's talking about is the first drinking stream that I did, and I got mad drunk, and then I just cut this shit off. I said, that's it. It's a wrap. Boom. Cut it off, right? I sat here I don't know how many hours, 2-3 hours, didn't move, right? Also couldn't even control his bladder. He wasn't even here when I stopped the stream. He was in the bathroom. He can't call shit. He can't call nothing about what happened that day, man. Fuck are you talking about, man? So y'all can hold that L together. You can hold one side of that motherfucker. He can hold the other side of that motherfucker. Y'all can keep that. All right, salutes. Yeah, somebody was saying it up here about Marquitos Toy's brother again. I didn't see. I don't know if it was Al the Pal. Gail Castro, Marquitos' brother, got 187. Yeah, somebody came in here and told us that too. Should I be covering that? I don't know. All right, let's get it.
Office! Tammy? You gotta get the dog in the closet or something, or in the bathroom. I'm sorry.
Right? I held my bladder like a gangster. 3 hours, 4 hours, drinking. But he was in the bathroom when the shit went down. He got nothing to say, man.
Sheriff's office! Tammy? You gotta get the dog in the closet or something, or in the bathroom. I'm sorry that it had to come to this. You leave me no choice. I'm getting my stuff out.
Hey, Tammy, this is the sheriff's office. Would you mind coming to the balcony to talk to me for a minute, please?
All right.
It's a nice house.
Well, what about the stuff that's down here? Can you get your meds? And then...
Hey, Tammy, would you mind coming to at least so we can talk face to face, please?
Computer?
She may have. I'm not saying that this is true, but she could be trying to hide stuff.
Dr. Box, there were many failed attempts to fix
God
my
damn.
teeth. You created a permanent solution and
Is that our boss? Oh.
Friends here? There they are.
Hi. Tammy's upstairs. She's got his stuff upstairs. And the dog is upstairs. So what would you like?
What's up? They got a senior toxic relationship going on over here.
I want my phone, my wallet, my laptop. If I could get my clothes, if there's some piece out, I would like to. Schwab up there?
No, he's down upstairs.
She doesn't have to tell me, but I mean, he can get his stuff. He lives here.
Are they married?
Engaged. And she said, "You took everything. You don't live here anymore," or something like that.
The quicker she comes to this railing, the quicker we all leave. You can go up there and get it.
But he said that dog is not friendly. It's protective of her and this house.
Are you trying to call her?
No.
Okay.
I was actually just made a list last night because I had a feeling this is...
Do me a favor, try to call her.
Your call has been forwarded to an automatic voice message system.
All right.
I know she's going in there.
If it was me back there with a savage ass dog, they not waiting, no concessions, none of that shit. They on my ass.
Destroying all this stuff.
If you find out it's wrecked, that's criminal damage. Because it doesn't belong to her.
How long have you lived here? About 2 years. We're engaged. Congratulations.
Tammy! Tammy, where's Randall's stuff?
Dog better not come after us.
Hey, you need that door's open. You need to control that dog, please. Tammy, that dog bites us. That dog's going to be in trouble. I'm
Tammy on
just telling
some
you that right now.
defiant gangster shit. Tammy don't give a fuck right now.
Tammy, we can't hear you because of the dog.
Randy, no weapons in the house?
No.
Okay. Are you able to control the dog?
Yeah, you're getting her.
We're more worried about that dog getting through the door.
What kind of dog is it?
It's like a Shar-Pei mix.
Tammy, we can't hear you over the dog. I am the supervisor. Come talk to me.
Call your supervisor. I am the supervisor. I don't care.
When you're treated badly, you don't react badly. You know what that says?
Yeah, if you are treated badly, don't react badly. An eye for an eye makes the whole world blind.
Can you get her number and try calling her? Maybe it's a different number going through?
So she has your number blocked. Probably. Yeah, I'm sure she'll block it. It's ringing, Stan, so...
Bro, she's gonna come down there with that dog like Hela and Thor and shit with that giant dire wolf. She gonna come through that motherfucker like Sansa Stark and shit with a dire wolf at her fucking shoulder. I don't care.
Went right to voicemail, which means it's... Yeah. She kicked me to voicemail.
You're denying him of his stuff. You cannot do that.
He's a liar. Get him out of my house. I am not going to have him touch me again.
Right, exactly. He doesn't want to.
My house now.
He wants to get his stuff.
You don't have anything in here. You are getting me sicker and you're harassing me.
Tammy, we are not harassing you.
Yes, you are.
No.
I'm calling the cops.
Man, where are the police?
Get out
I don't care.
His laptop's not down here anywhere, right? She didn't put it down here, move it anywhere.
I don't see it. The house is very clean.
There's that orange backpack that did have my laptop.
Any other bedroom it could have been put in up here?
I mean, possibly, but I don't think she would.
Yeah.
There she is. Go ahead.
We have Tamara on the line at that address. She's saying that the deputies are harassing her and that the male abused her and that she's locked in a room.
Yeah, I'm standing outside her bedroom door and she doesn't want to listen or come talk to us.
She says she's sick with COVID.
She has COVID? Of course she does.
Somebody grab a mask going.
Got one in my pocket.
Yeah, I'm gonna go grab some.
Everybody went looking for their mask.
Well, he was 100% right to call us. This is how she's reacting.
100%. Yeah.
I mean, this is not...
Yeah. I would have called too. It's not normal. She got COVID. She got...
She knows that. She's a little, but she's not dumb.
Yeah.
Is there a bathroom in that? That's the master. There's a bathroom there too. There's a bathroom.
I'd like to put the dog in there.
Do you have any personal belongings in the bathroom? Nothing that can't be replaced. I mean,
favorite toothbrush.
Yeah, I mean a shaving bowl.
But how many times you think that lady had him balled up in the corner crying and sweating with the dog in his face? Well, you know what I could do to you right now, mom?
Tammy?
Get out of my house now. Get out of my house now.
He wants his stuff.
Oh.
She lays a hand on me. I'm telling you.
What?
Lay a hand on me.
Get out of my house now.
Oh.
Get out of my house
Don't
now.
push.
Get out of my house now. Get out of my house. You touched my dog.
Back up.
Get out of my house.
Back up.
Get out of my house.
Don't
go out of my house now.
Don't touch me.
Guys, again.
Don't.
Relax. Get out of my house.
Hold on.
Get out.
We'll get to it when I get to it. C3 champ salutes.
No, the traffic. I want him out of my house. I have COVID.
Okay.
Get out of my house.
You have COVID. You can't work all week.
Yes, I am. Get out of my house.
Okay.
I'm sick.
You're an anesthesiologist. You're good.
Don't get out of my house. I am not.
Whoa.
Get out.
There you go. Good call.
Don't touch me.
You idiot.
You're going to jail now.
She is something out of a movie, boy. I hear the music. Ring, 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 ring. She came down them stairs like a bat out of hell. Just spitting the vid all over the place and shit. Dog like, what the fuck is going on in here?
Push the officer.
I did not.
Oh, no. Make sure you cover her up, though.
I want him out.
Back up. Don't the hand.
Get out of my...
Tammy?
Get out of my house now. Get out of my house now.
He wants his
I'm
telling you.
What?
Lay a hand on me.
Get out of my house now.
Oh.
Get out of my house
Don't
now.
push.
Get out of my house now. Get out of my house. You touched my dog.
Back up.
Get out of my house.
Back up.
Get out of my house.
Don't
go out of my house now.
Don't touch me.
Guys, again.
Don't.
Relax. Get out of I don't want you in my house.
Hold on.
Get out of my house. No, the traffic.
There's a gangster has the vid spitting in off his faces. Now she's going to Mercadito.
I want him out of my house. I have COVID.
Okay.
Get out of my house.
You have COVID. You can't work all week.
Yes, I am.
She is wilding the entire fuck out. She done reached her limit. Enough is enough. She done let the dogs out. People having a hard time out there, man. They not getting enough help in this country for that. I don't know what you could do with that. You know, people got to get their shit together, man.
Get out of my house.
Okay.
I'm sick.
You're an anesthesiologist. You're good.
Don't get out of my house. I am not.
Whoa.
Get out.
There you go. Good call.
Don't touch me.
You idiot.
You're going to jail now. Just push the officer.
I did not. Help me.
Relax.
No, I'm not. Help me. Help me. Help me. Help me. Help me. Help me. You put push me.
Yes.
What's his name?
You've been pushing.
No, I did not.
Pushing.
I did not.
Pushing all
Get my
over.
hand.
You're spitting and
leave
pushing.
my hand
And
alone.
your
You're
dog is
hurting me.
attacking.
Oh my God, leave me alone. No, I don't.
Don't kick.
Get off me. I got to go to the bathroom, you
MacGuffin. Another MacGuffin. Got to go to the bathroom now. You're hurting me. Shout out Oso. Right? Come in here to apoyar his fellow ill Avenger. Right? And claim that W. Y'all got to hold that L. Junto. Together.
Medics for female.
Son of a... Get off me!
Scream.
I got to go to the bathroom. I got to use the bathroom. Are you...
He's gonna grab that sand.
Damn it. I gotta use the bathroom!
You've got to calm down.
I got to use the bathroom.
Fighting.
Get him off me!
Stop
Get him
fighting.
off me! Get him off me!
All right, back in the Jesus days, they weren't having this shit. All right? So his country needs help, indeed. Right? They weren't having none of this. What? They'd call her a witch. She's a witch. Get her.
I have to use the bathroom, son of a... This is my house! Son of a... Ow, you're hurting me!
There.
I gotta go to the bathroom! It's hurting my wrist! I got lupus, son... Damn it! It's hurting my wrist!
She gives me Glenn Close and Fatal Attractions vibes. I aged myself, but I'm not loose cannon. My age is my age. But that movie, Glenn Close, she's like a short-haired Glenn Close. She might got a bunny on the stove.
Relax.
Son of a... I am relaxed. You pushed me to the ground.
Yes, because you were hitting everybody.
I wasn't hitting. I am gonna file a lawsuit against you guys.
Yep.
God damn it. It's hurting my wrist. You are hurting me. You are in my house attacking me.
And you let your...
I'm in your bubble. I'm in your bubble.
Mean dog out on us.
I didn't let in my house attack this. You are hurting me. You are in my house attacking me.
And you let your mean dog out on us.
I didn't let my mean dog on you. You wouldn't leave.
You did.
I'd have to use the...
She got to use the...
Put him in a fucking bench, Mike.
bathroom.
Got it.
Damn it, you're hurting my hands. I've got to use the bathroom.
We called you. We talked to you like adults, and all you're doing is screaming and yelling at us.
2.
You haven't lowered your voice.
Oh shit, she got a countdown. She's not playing no games. Tammy's Karen's cousin. His her mama. Also, we need to talk to Thanos. Might need an emergency VC live. Get the fuck out of here. You wildin'. Hold that L. You know Tammy is Karen's cousin. Nah, that's her mama. Look at her. Glenn Close. She got her Planet Fitness shirt on and shit.
I am going to
She counted down a lawsuit. She counted down a lawsuit.
We talked to you like adults, and all you're doing is screaming and yelling at us.
2.
You haven't lowered your voice since
I am going to file a lawsuit.
Okay.
Get away from me, you jackass. You pushed me under the floor.
Yes, because
I
you
didn't-
were pushing and-
No, I wasn't pushing at you.
We're past that. We're
No,
done.
you're a liar, you son of a...
She has the rugs in the bathroom though. She gotta get to her shit.
In the crowd. Come on.
Oh no, she
doing this.
just pulled the squat.
He's hurting me, hitting me.
You just kicked me in the groin.
Get away from me.
Good Lord.
Oh my God.
Damn it.
Fucking
Are you all right?
I gotta go to the bathroom.
You're going to jail.
I can't breathe. I can't breathe. Damn it.
Going upstairs? Are you getting your stuff? Did you find your backpack? No.
That dog is a punk, by the way. That dog is all bark, no bite. Good for the dog, because them officers wouldn't have hesitated. I'm surprised they didn't get scared and do it already. I've seen worse. Where they just walk in and bow, plug the dog. Hit the like button if you have yet to do so, y'all.
You don't see your backpack? You don't see your backpack?
No, sir.
Laptop, all that stuff?
Yeah, I mean, if I get my wallet.
Did you find your wallet?
Wallet and laptop. The rest is.
Check the other rooms and see if your stuff's there.
I will.
Well, anesthesiologists get paid. Nice little credit.
Your medication or hers?
That's hers.
What is all is she on?
I don't know what kind of behavioral meds.
Neighborhood McMansion.
Is she on behavioral meds too?
Some sort.
Okay, like what?
I honestly don't know. She's helping.
You're in my house harassing me with an abusive guy.
You kicked
no,
my partner.
I didn't.
You let your dog loose
Oh, you're
on us.
He's such an abusive guy. You letting him look like a saint right now. Oh, facts. The cops definitely announcing everything for that camera. Very blatantly. This was black or brown person, they would have been unalive by now.
Us.
It bit me.
It bit me.
You know what? You shouldn't be in my
It bit him.
abusive guy.
You kicked
no,
my partner.
I didn't.
You let your dog loose
Oh, you're
on us.
It bit me.
It bit you? I think if that dog would have bit you, you would have took evasive measures.
It bit me.
You know what? You shouldn't be in my house.
Okay, it's his house too.
No, it's not.
Yes,
He's
yes,
got
it
no,
his
it's
personal
not.
belongings here.
He doesn't.
He has
and
a
it's
key.
not his house. No, he doesn't. And that's what I've been trying to tell you guys.
No, you don't.
And you went, yes, I
to
have.
talk to us.
No, I did tell you.
No, you
and I
refused
told
to talk
them.
to us.
And I want to use the bathroom now because I got all over myself. I am a human being. You're
La cara.
Yo vivo tranquila con los pelos en pecho y la casa. ¡Cállate, hipopuerta! Si la cagó, mira y dice...
scaring me to death. You're scaring me to death.
He's got a lot of stuff up there. Full closet of clothes. He's pulling it all. He's getting it all.
This is
He's getting it all.
ridiculous. I have been sick in the bed with the runs. Hello. This guy has been gone for months. And now you guys come in and you bring an abuser back into my house to hurt me. Over what? Clothes? There's nothing in there but clothes.
It's still his belongings.
Attention gamers. Easily capture and share your gaming highlights with Outplayed.
Face, I have the flu, I've had COVID.
What a mess.
I don't have COVID, you told me.
You said you had COVID.
You told me I didn't.
I didn't say that. I don't know. I don't know.
Do you have?
They did tell her she didn't. They said something about you're an anesthesiologist. You got tested or this or that. Listen. They saying whatever they want to say. But she wilding the fuck out. Put some clothes on that pale monster.
COVID or do you not?
I did have COVID, yeah.
When? Stop fighting.
He threw me on the floor.
Okay.
I'm gonna lose circulation. Stop holding my arm.
No.
I am not that big, and you're cutting off the circulation with my
Just
hand.
talk to them.
Stop yelling.
Get off of me then.
Ma'am, can you tell me the day of the week?
It's Sunday.
Okay, who's the president?
Jesus Christ, Biden. I'm not sick.
Okay. What the hell?
They are hurting my arm, and I'm tired of it.
We need to calm down.
Let me go to these guys. Let me go to these guys. You're hurting.
Ma'am,
If she moves,
Tamara wilding the fuck out, boy.
they're not gonna.
One second, okay? Hold on 1 second.
Oh, we reached the crying stage. We reached the crying stage. Took a while. Went from psychotic, then it was Anita McGuffin, I gotta take a shit, and then it was, you know, now let's talk, oh, you brought an abuser back, and now it's, they're hurting me.
Was that husband or ex that was here?
engaged, who's been. She's got a tray of meds upstairs on the dresser.
Is he still here at all?
She's here.
Can I ask him some questions?
You sure can.
Where's he at?
I know your stuff.
No, I'm still.
Keep looking. Keep looking.
Yeah, dude, have you heard anything about the laptop?
No. She ain't gonna tell
Told
us.
me he was gonna.
Go ahead. We didn't do it.
She probably done burnt that laptop up already.
Wrong?
No. In fact, we let it go.
We let it go a few minutes longer than it should have.
Yeah, especially with the dog.
Her being upset and angry.
Yeah, we get it. We tried to calm her down, relax, and then she pushed him, pushed you, she pushed me.
It elevated to the point.
I don't see anything that sticks out. It doesn't look like she took anything more than she was supposed to. It doesn't even look like she took her pills today. Okay. So which could be the problem as well.
But I need a release that's good enough to go.
You need, sorry, what?
I'll need some sort of release that she's fit to go to jail.
You heard that? This cop, he's telling her she probably didn't take her meds today or whatever. He's like, I don't want her to go to the hospital. I need some kind of release so that she's fit to go to jail. He tried to whisper that shit. Dude even did the, what? What you say? No, we haven't, Jonathan. fact, Shy, that dog hasn't been close. You can hear the dogs bark at the same distance the whole time, and the dog has not shut the fuck up. So, yeah.
Anything that sticks out. It doesn't look like she took anything more than she was supposed to. It doesn't even look like she took her pills today. Okay. So which could be the problem as well.
I need a release that is good enough to go.
You need, sorry, what?
Well, I'll need some sort of release that she's fit to go to jail.
Oh, okay.
If she doesn't, pushed all of us, kicked me in the balls.
Okay. Oh, man, okay.
Yeah, I mean, she's animal poor right now.
Yeah.
And I am not being left home alone with these guys.
Listen, that seemed like some shady shit right there. I don't know. Y'all tell me. I go back again. Even dude's face was like, oh, this is some shady. Are you pressuring me, officer? Is that what's happening right here, right now?
Which could be the problem as well.
I'm not going to take it to the hospital.
Release that is good enough to go.
You need, sorry, what?
Well, I'll need some sort of release that she's fit to go to jail.
Oh, okay.
If she doesn't, pushed all of us, kicked me in the balls.
Oh, man, okay.
Yeah, I mean, she's animal poor right now.
Yeah.
And I am not being left home alone with these guys.
Okay.
Absolutely not.
Are you gonna put these pants on, yes or no?
No, I'm soiled.
Okay.
How am I gonna put pants on? I'm soiled all the way up my back and my t-shirt.
Oh, no, like a baby. All the way up her back.
From you guys.
Yeah, his response was, oh, shit.
It's not from us.
Oh, yes,
It's not from us.
You.
No.
Yes, it is from you.
No.
Yes, it is from you. These guys have been abusive. They walked in my house, and now they're gonna fake. Can you please help me get up?
No, I don't think they want us standing. We have to follow. We have stuff we have to follow. The officers requested you stay right here.
So yeah, if you guys have an extra sheet or a blanket or something like that,
Yeah,
and she's refusing to wear pants, then if you guys wouldn't mind
definitely
floating a sheet or something that way.
Now, responding to a home of someone who's possibly mentally unstable is already challenging, but when you add a dog to the equation, it can be a tense environment for every person involved. You guys should know that I always keep it 100% transparent with you. So when I see these videos of officers responding to homes of possible barricaded people, I do get a chill down my spine. And that's because I came this close to losing my life from a barricaded situation. But as for today, guys, we have police responding to the home of Tamara, and as soon as police enter the property, they're met by her fiance, who's attempting to gather his belongings so he can leave. And police do make themselves known, which is always a smart decision, but Tamara is nowhere to be found. And then we learn that the dog that's in the house isn't a friendly lap dog. And to be honest with you guys, I'd rather be in a foot pursuit of a robbery suspect than face an aggressive dog. Now, the male at this time does fear that Tamara might be destroying his property, which is considered criminal damage, and the charges can range from a misdemeanor to a felony, but hopefully that's not the case. And this call is becoming more complex by the minute.
Wait, what? She ruined the laptop?
To be found. And then we learn that police do make themselves known, which is always a smart decision, but Tamara is nowhere to be found. And then we learn that the dog that's in the house isn't a friendly lap dog. And to be honest with you guys, I'd rather be in a foot pursuit of a robbery suspect than face an aggressive dog. Now, the male at this time does fear that Tamara might be destroying his property, which is considered criminal damage, and the charges can range from a misdemeanor to a felony, but hopefully that's not the case. And this call is becoming more complex by the minute, because even though officers have established communication, Tammy is still locked in her room with the dog. And then we learn that Tammy is possibly sick, and it might be a little more than just the flu. Now, after some intense screeching from Tammy, she comes downstairs fast, foaming at the mouth, and she gets right in these officers' face and decides to push them. And just as I feared, the dog actually bit the officers. But these officers show great restraint, not using any force against the dog, because many times officers have no choice. And every year, police officers end up shooting an estimated 10,000 dogs, and that's a lot. But we do hear from the fiance that Tammy has some possible mental health issues going on, which does explain much of her behavior. But that had to be exhausting for these officers, because it was for me, and I was just watching it. But I sincerely do hope that Tamara gets the help that she needs, because taking care of your mental health is definitely a priority. That's all I have for this one, guys. Remember to be safe, and I'll see you in the next one.
Shout out. Salutes. I spoke with Asa Fellini regarding felony charges against Tamara. After reviewing the incident, Asa Fellini approved 3 counts of aggravated battery of a police officer. Against Tamara, she was then transported to Kane County Jail for processing. Aggravated battery, 3 counts. Foaming at the mouth. The dog wasn't foaming, she was. Unfortunately, would we be covering Bartel, Big U Politics, Young Scooter, rest in peace, this video would be flooded. It'd be like that. Alright, it'd be like that. Let me go on the Discord. I gotta refresh my drink. Breaking news. Marquitos Toys' brother, Gail, got clipped in Ensenada. So I put in the current cartel content. Bet. Boom, what do we got here? Marquitos Toys' brother got clipped. Current cartel content. Let's get it.
Gael Castro, hermano del influencer Marquito Toys, fue asesinado a balazos mientras...
All right. Get this up here. Hundreds up in the chat for y'all. I'm going to play this in Spanish real quick. Let me refresh my drink and I'll come back and I will translate for the edit's sake. It's just us in here and I'm assuming everybody speaks Spanish. Hundreds up in the chat for y'all. I appreciate y'all again. Salutes to everybody that went and got that money this week. And I hope y'all have a great weekend. All right? Enjoy the decent weather. Enjoy the rain. Enjoy whatever come your way. Try to figure it out from there. All right, let me play this and then let me refresh my drink. I shall return.
Y Gael Castro, hermano del influencer Marquito Toys, fue asesinado a balazos mientras comía en el restaurante Villa Marina, ubicado en Ensenada, Baja California. Los asesinos irrumpieron en el inmueble y atacaron directamente a Gael Castro. Recibió cerca de 5 disparos. El nombre de Marquitos Toys, ustedes recordarán, ha sido vinculado en varias ocasiones con los Chapitos. En enero del 2025, su nombre apareció en volantes que fueron lanzados desde avionetas en Culiacán, Sinaloa, donde se le acusaba de ser un colaborador de los Chapitos. Días antes, la casa de sus padres fue atacada a balazos y fue incendiada. Además, 2 sucursales de Ranch Roll, la cadena de restaurantes de Marquitos Toys, también fueron incendiadas. El influencer sinaloense se mantuvo 2 meses fuera del país luego de esta serie de ataques y amenazas.
All right, let's get it. They're egregious with the, I see they pixelated it, but damn, that shit was kind of graphic in nature. All right. Assassinated in Ensenada, the brother of influencer Marquitos Toys. For those that don't know who Marquitos Toys is, he is somebody that has been, he's a YouTube influencer who has been connected to the Chapitos. And, you know, it's not looking good for him. They on his ass, all right? Or some of them views going to skyrocket. We'll see. Hit the like button, y'all.
Y Gael Castro, hermano del influencer Marquito Toys.
Gael Castro, brother of the influencer Marquitos Toys, was shot to termination. Oh no, I'm getting to get clapped. Come on, motherfucker. Keep going. What the fuck? Yeah, I can't even do that. Hold on, man. That'll fuck me up. That's millennials for. But guess what's funny? I get clapped for it, but millennial won't. That's the crazy shit right there. Let me get what she's saying and get past that. All right. Gael Castro, brother of the influencer Marquitos Toys, was shot to termination while eating at the Villa Marina restaurant located in Ensenada, Baja California. The assassins broke into the property and directly attacked Gael Castro. He received about 5 shots. The name of Marquitos Toys, you will remember, has been linked on several occasions with the Chapitos. In January 2025, his name appeared on flyers that were dropped from planes in Culiacán, Sinaloa, where he was accused of being a collaborator of the Chapitos. Days before, his parents' house was attacked with bullets and was set on fire. In addition to 2 branches of the ranch and Marquitos restaurant chain were also set on fire. They on that boy ass. Marquitos Toys is supposed to be back in Mexico. Can anyone confirm that? Shit. The Sinaloan influencer remained out of the country for 2 months after this series of attacks and threats. What would bring him back, huh? The worry that, hey man, you don't come back, we eating everybody? And he didn't come back in time, they started eating everybody? Let's see what this is.
Y Gael Castro,
No, that ain't it.
hermano del influencer.
Did that one. All right, let me Englishify this shit right here. Boom. Technology is a beautiful thing. All right. Let's get it. Brother of influencer Marquitos Toys unalived in Ensenada restaurant. All right, nice place. He right there at the door, huh? That's crazy talk. Right there at the door. Yep, that's the end. Gail Castro Cardenas, brother of influencer Marquitos Toys, was unalived on the afternoon of Friday, March 28th, while eating at a restaurant in Ensenada, Baja California. According to initial police reports, the incident occurred at the Villa Marina restaurant located in the El Sausal district. Guess that's Buddy right there. What are those? Marquitos Toys' brother was unalived at a restaurant. Okay, same old shit. Unofficial information obtained by InfoBay, Mexico, indicates that Gael Castro was shot more than 15 times in the stomach and chest. I ain't see that. I saw the man's chest. Hold the phone. I saw the man's chest. Let me see. Okay, yeah. No. Okay. Yeah, he got hit in the chest. He got domed. He got hit in the chest, in the gut. Okay. Yeah. That Louis Vuitton bag did not stop the balazos. All right, let's get back to it. So they were right. And it looks like more than 5. Let's get it. Unofficial information obtained by InfoBay, Mexico, indicates that Gael Castro was shot more than 15 times in the stomach and chest. The perpetrators arrived in a maroon Toyota Corolla. The unit was located a few meters further on Colinas de Redondo Beach Street in the Colinas del Mal neighborhood in the same area of El Sausal. The first responders were members of the municipal police who around 6:10 p.m. were alerted by C5 that on the Tijuana Ensenada Highway, kilometer 104, there was a person injured by a firearm. Upon arriving at the scene, officers observed Castro Cardenas lying on the floor at the entrance of the restaurant, covered in life's fluids. So they requested the assistance of paramedics who confirmed the termination of the YouTuber. Was he a YouTuber too? I take it this is him. This is Marquito. This is unfortunate. You know, the life you choose, man. You could have done anything in this world. You had YouTube paper. You could have made shit happen. Or maybe you couldn't. And you needed somebody's help. And then you were stuck in an alliance with that person. And now you don't have a brother no more. Like his other 2 brothers, Gael Castro was also a YouTuber, okay, and his channel was known as Gael Castro. It should be noted that influencer Marcos Eduardo, better known as Marquitos Toys, is linked to Los Chaperos of the Sinaloa Cartel. The YouTuber gained notoriety on social media for his ostentatious lifestyle and his fondness of luxury cars. Marquitos Toys has openly defended his friendship with Nestor Isidro Perez Salas, alias El Nini, the former head of security for Los Chaperos, who was arrested in November 2023 in northwest Culiacan. El Nini was extradited to the U.S. in May 2024. Since then, Marquitos Toys has sparked controversy on social media for congratulating El Nini amid an internal war within the Pacific Cartel between Los Chapitos and Los Mayos. Another year of life, my friend. A hug wherever you are. We miss you, old man. Read one of the influencer's Instagram stories, which he posted on March 10th, 2025. Journalist Annabelle Hernandez has linked Marquitos Toys to money laundering for the Sinaloa cartel. It should be noted that in January 2025, the influencer's parents' home was attacked by an armed group using explosives and long weapons in Culiacan, Sinaloa. 2 branches of his Ranch Row restaurant were also set on fire days later. You got restaurants, you got mansions. Bien mamabicho. Lo cagaste, güey. You know?
I'm in your bubble. I'm in your bubble.
It's crazy because Ensenada is a safe tourist city. I mean, if Duck could get hit on the Gold Coast, anything's possible. 2 branches of his Ranch Row restaurant were also set on fire days later, while reports circulated about the alleged snatching of his brother Kevin Castro, which was denied. In December 2024, Infobay Mexico revealed that Gail Castro Cardenas attempted the names Nini 09 and El Nini as trademarks with the Mexican Institute of Industrial Property, but the applications were rejected. Wow. That's it. Buddy got smoked. Huh? It's not looking good for Marquitos Toys. Where does he go? What do y'all think he's going to do? He come to America? Huh? Is he on a watch list? Hit the like button if you have yet to do so. Does he come back to the state? Does he come to the States and offer information in exchange for protection? Huh? Let's see what's up with this young Scooter situation. To be honest, I don't even know who that is. I don't listen to a lot of these younger dudes. Let's see. On his 39th birthday. Jeez Louise. TMZ. What the fuck could that have been? Let's see what they talking about here. How long ago was this TMZ post? 8:38 p.m. Pacific. So this was like 20 minutes ago. No. Yeah, about 20 minutes ago, 30 minutes ago. All right. Let's get it. You think he's showing up to bury him? So they saying he's in Mexico, no? Why is he in Mexico? I don't know. Will he show up to bury him? I don't know, man. I'm telling you this much. You know, if you in the game, like, you gotta skip all the funerals and all the pleasantries and shit when there's a war like that going on. You make your family a victim. Ceremony, you know. Let's get him to the crematorium or to the undertaker, wherever we going. Let's bring him back. Let's quietly do that shit in the living room, because you got problems right now. He's in Mexico now. Can he make it out in time? Is the question. Sadly, do we know? Well, we got to see if somebody can confirm he's in Mexico. But if he's in Mexico, you think he was gonna serve himself up so they wouldn't start taking out family members? If you're him, why do you go back to Mexico if you know you hot like that? It's the only other reason. I don't know, but it's happened before, I guess, so who knows? I don't know. I'm just thinking. I've been here a long time. My brain is fried. Spring cleaning on the computer, spring cleaning in the crib. Your boy tired. Let's get it. Young Scooter unalived at 39 after being hospitalized on his 39th birthday. Rapper Young Scooter, who worked with the likes of Future and Gucci Mane, was unalive today on his birthday, TMZ confirmed. The hip-hop star, real name Kenneth Edward Bailey, was pronounced terminated Friday at Grady Marcus Trauma Center in Atlanta after being brought to the hospital by emergency medical services from a location on the southeast side of the city, according to the Fulton County Medical Examiner's Office. The ME said Young Scooter's cause and manner of termination are still under investigation. An autopsy will be performed to determine how he was unalived. Scooter got his first... Wait, what? Why people saying the police then? Scooter got his first big break as a rapper in 2012 when he signed with Future's record label Free Bands. In 2013, he collaborated with Gucci on a mixtape called Free Bricks 2 and released another mixtape that same year with guest appearances from Gucci, Future, WG, and Lil Boosie. He also worked with Future and Juice WRLD on their 2018 song Jet Lag, which hit the top 100 Billboard charts. Young Scooter was 39. Rest in peace. Rest in peace, Young Scooter. We did that. All right, y'all. Hundreds up in the chat. I think it's a wrap for your boy. We've been here 3 hours, over 3 hours. Hundreds up for y'all. We'll go through the chat. Who was in here earlier? Shout out Eddie Jimenez on his chaining day. Salutes. Appreciate you. Right? So Eddie Jimenez was up there. Who else was up there earlier? Shout out Shannon was in there early. Zoraida. 298. I'm trying to remember who was here early. Shout out Upper Echelon. Vernon Himes. Primo. Zoraida. Appreciated per usual. JP appreciated per usual. Zaza. Ed the Hip Hop Guru. Fernando. Salute to all the wrenches. Upper Echelon. Les, appreciate you, sir. Popeye the Stoner, salutes. William Borden. My brother Oso. Shout out C3 Champ. He tried a couple of times, but Papa, I'm gonna get to it when I get to it. I have to be in the mind state to read some of this shit. Shout out 298, Al the Pal, Shannon. JP, Omar Carranza, Mike Lopez. Shout out Jacqueline for checking in, salutes. C3 Champ. Eddie Jimenez.
You never play me, nice try. Ballin' in a nice spot. No more Mr. Nice Guy. Hello, Mr. Nice Watch.
Old Soul sent $40. Salutes CHIL salutes chat. On the way out. Appreciate you.
Shout out my brother Oso for the $40 power chat. Salute Shy Ill. Salutes chat on the way out. Appreciate you. Salutes to you. Safe travels. Right? Keep me posted. I'll holler. What else? We'll talk about the wheel in the Discord. Shout out Darkly Noon. Appreciate you. Oh, Eddie Jimenez, Velez. No open bar. Bar's closed today. We got to figure out the bar wheel. Everyone have a blessed night. Chaining Day love. Salutes. Appreciate you. Hope everyone had a great and blessed evening. May God bless you all. Please like and subscribe to the great quality content. It's free. After party in the Discord. Salutes to you, sir. Again, thank you also for the $40 power chat. Safe travels. And I'll holler at you. All right, y'all. I will see y'all over the week. All right, we're gonna keep things going. I'm gonna do some editing over the weekend, and I'll see y'all there. No music, no nothing. We out of here just like that. Peace.